Good morning and welcome. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. I am Nana Tufo Boateng. As always, we have a packed show for you, a very interactive show. It's insightful, educative, and informative. And of course, we throw in a little bit of entertainment for your morning pleasure to help you relax, calm down, even as you strive with grace from God, of course, to go through the rest of the day. You're welcome to the show. It's in different segments. I'll begin right up from here and take you through the news review segment, and then Philip and Chris Carter will take over. They will come into your communities. They will unearth and cover some of the interesting stories within your communities. We'll spotlight them, and then of course get duty bearers to answer to some of the issues. But if there's somebody doing something amazing in that community, if there's an intervention that highlights the community, propels the community's development, you can also let us know, and then we can celebrate same on the show. It doesn't always have to be negative news, bad news. No, that's not what we're about. Ours is to tell your story and empower change. So we serve as that catalyst to propel development for the nation. So please send in your concerns, send in your thoughts, send in your developmental issues. WhatsApp number is on your screen. Send us a text, send us videos, let us know what is happening in our various communities, and we'll do our best to come there and to throw the spotlight on them. This is Breakfast Daily. You're welcome. Let's remind you that on the 1st of May, that's last Friday, we had the family consecration service, and what a glorious time it was before our Lord and Maker. Oh, you guys showed up in your numbers, and we are eternally grateful to you. I want to say thank you to everyone that came out to celebrate and to praise, to worship our Lord and Master Jesus. It was a time with our Father, and we respect and appreciate your presence so much. I want to say thank you to you. Those who couldn't show up but said a word of prayer for us, we appreciate you as well. I want to say thank you to the pastoral team led by the Bishop of the Airways, Reverend Stephen Yenusom Wengam, Pastor Mauli Chikata, Reverend Nelson Awintia, Pastor Freddie McDavis, all of the pastors, Reverend Michael Nuagbewonu, all of the pastors that showed up. And Joe Sapon, Reverend Joe Sapon, oh, fantastic guy. That song ministration, so uplifting. And it's the type of experience I keep saying that you cannot describe. You only have to feel it. You have to go through it. And for me, it was a wonderful time before the Lord. And I left the place after the service with such relief. It's like a burden had been lifted off my shoulders, and really a glorious time before the Lord. So we say thank you to everyone that showed up for the family consecration service, powered by 97.3 City FM and supported by Channel 1 Television. To all patrons, listeners, and viewers of City FM and Channel 1 TV, we say thank you for making the family consecration service 2026 a success. It really lived up to the bill because it was our 20th anniversary. 20 years of praying as a family, 20 years of gathering as a family, 20 years of, if you like, succumbing to the wills and caprices of God as a family. And we want to say thank you to everyone that contributed to this huge success. We're grateful to you. Now we're in the month of May, and on the 10th is Mother's Day. In what way are you celebrating your mother? That warrior, that caregiver, that provider, that one woman that stands and defies all odds to see you smile, to see you grow, to see you develop. In what way are you celebrating this woman? Ladies and gentlemen, we are presenting to you an episode with Mama. Many are the sacrifices our mothers have made for us. Many are the wrongs on our side that they have turned a blind eye to. And of course, many are the actions that have left an impact on our lives. So it's time for you to celebrate your mother on an episode with Mama. What we are asking of you is quite simple. Send us a message, and you can send this message via WhatsApp. The number is 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. Tell us what Mama chose to forgive. What Mama chose to forgive. And we don't want that in Kwemunam story. That's what in Kwemunam story is. It's typical of every young boy growing up. Even some of our sisters used to steal Kwemunam, so we don't want that one. It's too pedestrian. But you know, the issues that your mama chose to forgive you for, those issues, those ones, we want you to bring it out. So those that carry emotions, those that carry lifelong stories and lessons, bring them out via text 0539986996. Tell us what your mama chose to forgive. All right, and send it via text. And then also tell us the sacrifices that your mama made, and then that one action that left an impact on your life. Send this via text, WhatsApp, to the number 0539 986 996. Please don't forget to include your name, your number, and your mama's details. Name, number, and your mama's details. And of course, the hashtag will be running online on social media. Hashtag an episode with mama. All right. Please don't forget to send us a message to 0539 986 996 telling us what mama chose to forgive, the sacrifices she made, and the action that left an impact on your life. Include your name, your number, and your mama's details. And the hashtag is an episode with mama. An episode with mama promotion is brought to you by 97.3 City FM. And it's sponsored by GTP. GTP says Lifestyle, and it's supported by Tekura, and Channel 1 TV. So please send in your messages and send them fast. Okay, we started reading some of them already. So if you haven't sent yours in, you should be doing that this morning. Okay, send it in real quick, real snappy, real fast. There's no time to waste, so don't put a clock on your waist. Send it in and let us know. Okay, let's celebrate our mothers this Mother's Day, this month of May. All right. Now here on Channel 1 Television, there's something amazing that's happening every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Absolutely awesome time on TV where we get to show you The Blanksons. The Blanksons is a Channel 1 TV production, a Channel 1 TV original that tells the story of an, modern day Ghanaian family, and of course the drama that unfolds within a family setting. So it's a family of four: father, mother, son, daughter. Okay, 2 males, 2 females in one house. And it's absolutely beautiful how the day unfolds in the lives of the Blanksons. You have Papa Blankson, Mama Blankson, and then you have some stubborn boy in that house, and then some fine girl who is as witty as a sly fox also there. But at the gate is my favorite person, Mensa. Hey, Charlie, that guy has a penchant. You know what the French say, penchant. To say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Charlie, the guy will mess up the conversation without you even noticing. But it adds to the flavor, it adds to the spice of the show. It's a family drama series. It airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Channel 1 Television. And you don't want to miss it. Because if you snooze, you lose. All right, so join us every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. right here on Channel 1 Television for The Blanksons. Now, due to the beauty of the production, due to the excitement in the show itself, we don't want you to miss out or to lose out. So, if for one reason or the other you're unable to view or to watch on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m., here's what. Christmas came early for you. Santa came in the form of television drama series. So we've brought to you various repeat slots. All right. On Tuesdays, we'll bring you The Blanksons at 3 p.m. That's a repeat of the previous episode that aired on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. So the repeat broadcast will be on Tuesday, 3 p.m., Wednesday, 5:30 p.m., Fridays, 11:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Now, here's the magic. If you look through, we're serving you different bands of the day. So you have your afternoons on Tuesdays and Sundays. Tuesdays, 3 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m., morning on Friday, 11:30 a.m., just after the breakfast daily. Then Saturday, 7 p.m., evening band. You understand? So at any given point in time, you're enjoying The Blanksons. I think you guys should be sending us some funds to be able to do more of this, because, Charlie, We care for you. You understand? We care for you. But let's say thank you to NASCO Electronics, Lazy Shitter, Out Multi-Purpose Insecticide Spray, and Everpack for sponsoring the Blanksons. Like I said, the Blanksons is a Channel 1 TV production. It is a Channel 1 TV original. And this morning, shouts to Victoria and her team. You guys, Charlie, fantastic guys. Yeah, we appreciate you so much for feeding us such entertainment on television. And we wish you well. We look forward to more interesting productions, you understand. You know, we believe in you. We know what you can do. So we'd like to see more. But let's still stay with this particular channel because, Charlie, I mean, I don't know. It's like everyday Christmas on Channel 1 TV. We're bringing you wonderful program and amazing stuff. This time around, we're going into sports. The World Cup is just around the corner. Now, even before I go into that, yesterday, some people chopped 3 in the afternoon, and some people decided to go and play draw. Me, as an Arsenal fan, it works for me. They should keep drawing. You understand? Or lose. They should draw, and lose. But that Doku guy, you should be very, very careful. Okay. So the likes of Jeremy Doku, the Viking, and all other players who will be featuring at the World Cup will be profiled on this particular show I'm talking about, World Cup Central, right here on Channel 1 Television, every Friday at 3 p.m. We'll bring you a breakdown of the various teams. So lineups, first 11 for first game. Will it change? Who will be the sub? Who will be the hatchet man for what team? How many times has a team gone to the World Cup? What was their best performance at the World Cup? How many teams are going to the World Cup? Who is going with a new coach? Who has coached what team for the longest period? All the info, all the statistics, all the data, including the trivia, will be live on World Cup Central every Friday at 3 p.m. here on Channel 1 Television with your host, Gabby Ofair. And here's the catch. The beauty about this whole thing is the guests that will be coming. So astute players who have donned the Ghana jersey, represented Ghana at different levels of the game, will be joining us in studio. Some of your celebrated and, of course, relevant journalists, sports journalists, will also be joining Gabby Ofair on the show, and they will be going into the nitty-gritties, breaking down the game, so that you don't just watch the game, you don't just enjoy the game, you understand the game, and you are part of the game. So World Cup Central airs every Friday at 3 p.m. here on Channel 1 Television, and you just don't want to miss it. But of course, Jude Duncan will have a corner there where he'll bring you some statistics. He'll be doing some touchscreen things. I don't know whether the guy has license A or license B, whether it's UEFA or FIFA or it's GFA license, but Charlie, he does some wonderful stuff with the various teams and, of course, what they present going into the World Cup. So catch World Cup Central 3 p.m. every Friday here on Channel 1 Television. Now, if you're a news person, if you're someone who wants to catch the news on the go, you do not have time to sit behind your television or to tune into a radio station. And of course, there's only one radio station, right? 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. But if you do not have time, but you want access to the news, go onto the Google Play Store, download the Channel 1 News Online app from the Google Play Store, install same on your device, and there you go. You have the news literally in your palm or on whatever device it is that you've installed the app on. It's relevant, it's timely, it's factual, it's accurate. No two ways about that. So just go there, download the Channel 1 News Online app, and voila. The interface, quite simple, quite easy to navigate. You shouldn't have any wahala at all. So go and download it, and then you can have the news. But if you are driving by a newsstand, of course, the papers are out in their numbers. And so let's do a quick scan of them. Let's bring you some of the headlines making the front pages of the dailies this morning. Daily Graphic is where I start from. Daily Graphic. Truth and accuracy every day. All right. Major story on the front page says, selection of schools under CSSPS. Students to pick 2 Category A schools. Selection of schools under CSSPS. Students to pick 2 Category A schools. It comes with a picture of Professor Ernest Kofi Davis. He is the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, GES. The president is on top of the paper. He says, support government fight substance abuse in communities. President entreats chiefs. MOH, Ministry of Health, plans digitalized bed management system. Labour Ministry and Instead sign MOU on youth training. Defilement, most prevalent offense against children. And that's according to a report, which report I believe is from Child Rights International. So that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. If you go to the back page, there's a nice picture of the Gamanche, Ni Takiteko Chu, the second. And story says, Ga Traditional Council announces ban on noise making. Ga Traditional Council announces ban on noise making. And then President Mahama cuts sword for 24-hour economy market at Asesawa. President Mahama cut sword for 24-hour economy market at Asesawa. Y'all remember market day at Asesawa? Oh, can we go back to being boys, being children with no responsibility, no wahala, just running around and having fun? Charlie, this adulting, he had. He had. All right. The Ghanaian Times is where I'm going next. WAEC paper distribution delays. Education Minister directs review. Cautions candidates against malpractices. WAEC paper distribution delays. Education Minister directs review. Cautions candidates against malpractices. Politically polarized environment threatens media. That's Professor Kakari speaking there. So I think there was a lecture at the Unimac, that's what they call it nowadays, Unimac IJ, on World Press Freedom Day, and Professor Kakari was there, and he spoke about the impact of a politically polarized environment and how it threatens Ghanaian media. All right, rice glut hits Afajato South farmers as 170,000 bags remain unsold. Rice glut hits Afajato South farmers as 170,000 bags remain unsold. BOG's 2025 losses stabilized economy. That's Professor Ebo Texan speaking. BOG's 2025 losses stabilized economy. That's according to Professor Ebo Texan. So that's the front page. Let's go to the back page. Okay, the back page has the rice glut story. Rice farmers standing in front of bags of unsold rice, about 170,000 of them. And then you have over 300 women trained in affiliate marketing. Over 300 women trained in affiliate marketing. So that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let's go to the Daily Guide, shall we? Daily Guide says, Otumfuo backs Buankra Inland Port Project. Otumfuo backs Buankra Inland Port Project. 4 arrested over PDS ECG deal. Ex-Gehog boss hospitalized. Yet to meet 55 million cedis Iyoko bill. Charlie, we understand Kofi Juma is in ICU. People say they don't have that 55 million cedis. 5 police officers interdicted over misconduct. Misconduct in quote. 5 police officers interdicted over misconduct. Man killed in bloody fight over woman. So that's the front page of the Daily Guide. All right, let's go to the Chronicle. Chronicle says, Otumfuo charges GPHA board complete Buankra project to avoid waste of public funds. Complete Buankra project to avoid waste of public funds. There's an editorial in the Chronicle today that says John Mahama's stance on OSP is laudable. And then you have 44 billion cedis BOG loss misleading. That's according to the majority. Well, they have a press conference later today. We'll do well to bring you that press conference. ECG deploys high-capacity transformers to strengthen Kumasi power supply. ECG deploys high-capacity transformers to strengthen Kumasi power supply. Okay. Our scripture for today is taken from the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 20. Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. Hey. Listen to advice and accept instruction, that you may gain wisdom in the future. All right, so that's the Chronicle. The New Republic is here. Former PDS board chair and 3 others arrested as 190 million MCC loss haunts power sector. Juma in ICU, unable to meet 55 million CD bill. Julius Deborah mourns fallen firefighters. Energy Ministry rose 300 transformers replacement. Micro-minority MPP faces new threat as Baumia's camp moves against a Japan loyalist in Ashanti. Ghana cannot afford complacency, rethinking national security in a changing West Africa. And then you have inside the Iyoko dossier, how Akufo-Addo's in-law allegedly dismantled a state-owned factory and walked away with a $100,000 SUV for $900. Hey. Okay. Daybreak newspaper says BNI nabbed 4 PDS officials. That's according to Kwachi Ofusu. Samia Uku unveils office, rolls out initiative to empower youth. GRA boss dragged to Shraj over 17,710. Wait, this is 17,710,760 Ghana cedis financial loss to state. Okay. GPHA delegation in Burkina for Culture Week, TAR refurbished office. And then you have some other stories on the front page. All right, let's get into some business stories. Front page of the Economic Times is where I'm going next. Front page says, looming cocoa price crash threatens to derail economic recovery. Ghana reaping crude oil revenue windfall from Gulf War price hikes. BOG transforms economy amid 15.6 billion CD stabilization cost. BOG transforms economy amid 15.6 billion CD stabilization cost. It's the headlines for me, man. Oh, Ghana, such an interesting country. All right, let's go to BNFT, Business and Financial Times. And listen, stability comes at a cost. Ghana's hard reset after the 2022 crisis. From crisis to confidence, the remarkable economic turnaround. Rising power demand heightens need for private sector investment. That's according to Car Power Ship. Otufo urges government to expedite work on Buankra Inland Port project. And then you have a number of features in there. So that's the Business and Financial Times. Let me take you online real quick. Let's start off from channel1newsonline.com. Ghana pursuing shock treatment. Shock treatment is in quotes. So Ghana pursuing shock treatment economic path amid high-risk reforms. That's according to Bright Simmons. Again, he says BOG's claim of unlimited FX intervention lacks credibility. Then you have BOG balance sheet still carrying unbooked DDEP losses. That's according to Hene Kwapong. BOG's negative equity a major red flag. Urgent recapitalization needed. That's according to Joe Jackson. And again, Joe Jackson says BOG's 15.6 billion CD loss delivered stability, not failure. Okay. Kolebu doctors suspend strike after management assurances. BEC 2026, 7 persons nabbed over alleged exam malpractice. Kolebu standoff. Union calls for independent probe into doctors' lab scientists dispute. Inflation not BOG's fight alone. That's according to Dr. Edusa Akodier. Slow down sterilization, allow economy to grow. Economist tells government. 10 arrested in Adamrobe over alleged role in chieftaincy dispute. Intensify local language instruction in schools. Backbone to GES and GNFS, Ghana National Fire Service, calls for special courts, body cameras to curb attacks on firefighters. Details on channel1newsonline.com. Let's go to citynewsroom.com. RegSeg begins 3-day demolition exercise at Sakumo Ramsar site today. Right, so the Greater Accra Regional Security Council will be at it. We'll bring you details from there. ECG to invest over 1 billion cedis in Ashanti region to improve distribution. BOG's forex intervention strategy too aggressive. That's according to Bright Simmons. Hene Kwapong urges review of BOG policy framework amid losses. Ghana's economic recovery positively surprising. That's according to the EU. BOG losses less important than economic stability. Joe Jackson speaking there. And when you go to Ashanti region, waste piles up at Oti landfill after compactor breaks down. Kolebu doctors suspend strike after talks with management. 4 PDS officials questioned over missing 850 million cedis ECG funds. That's according to the AG. And 2026 BECE, 7 arrested over examination malpractice. That's according to the West Africa Education Council, WAEC. All right, go online. You get details on citynewsroom.com as well as channel1newsonline.com. But this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. Still with us. We'll be right back with the news review segment.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that...
But before the first whistle cuts through the noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history. Every player brings a story. Every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel 1 TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday at 3 p.m. we serve it. Samolata Mensah sits with high-life musician Ben Bracco on Footprints this Friday as he talks about his educational journey and his journey into the musical scene.
Do you remember some of the students that you taught?
Oh, yes.
Later in life, did you?
Yes, I still interact with them.
Really?
Yeah.
So they see you and they know that, oh, this was a great teacher.
Yeah, sometimes I get surprised. I see people, I think that they are my age group. And they say, oh, you're my teacher. The major person I worked with passed away. John K. Yeah.
Wow.
John K was...
he was the man about town. He was a reference point at the time.
Yeah, he was very good at production.
It looks like one of those albums that every song was a hit.
That's what people used to tell me now. Why you put all your hits on one album? Who knows when it's going to be a hit?
Well, but it's been a hit and it still survives.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello there, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're going into the news review segment. We've identified and selected some topical issues dominating the media space. We've invited our guests in studio. We'll put questions to them on these topics. They will make their submissions. They will bring different perspectives to the issues. But we invite you to do same. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and your contributions via WhatsApp number on your screens. Alternatively, you can join our live feed on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can trust us to make some interesting posts on Twitter. Now they call it X. I keep saying Twitter. X. And Instagram. And then we have some exclusive video content for you on TikTok as well. So do well to leave a comment and we'll do our best to read them live on the show. But let me say good morning to the Honorable Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kisi, former Member of Parliament, Anya Soto. Doc, it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Incoming.
He's not Gen Z enough.
Incoming.
Yeah, I'm not
can't say X.
Yeah.
Incoming.
No, where we are from, the X connotes something else, but it's okay. Let's welcome Larry Dogbe.
Can you find X?
We can find X. Larry Dogbe is the managing editor of the Herald newspaper. Larry, good morning.
Good morning,
Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah,
all right, let's get into
I like
our
your tie.
issues. Oh, thank you.
Where are you from?
Kanta.
Kanta.
Well,
okay. We would like to meet that guy.
You've got good eyes
Yeah, thank you.
to be able to pick this there.
Yeah.
Was it around 5 a.m. or what?
Very early, actually.
Bend down with it.
Bend down.
Right.
You really
Those who
know.
know.
Yeah, those who know. And that's why you don't use spray starch. You see the starch that they cook. Yeah. So that you go stand straight. You understand?
All right.
Yeah. You are making me release my ass now.
All right. All right.
But we have over 600,000 plus candidates sitting for the basic education certificate examination. Unfortunately, the issue of malpractices doesn't seem to want to go away. Over the years, we've had them. We've had reviews, reforms, measures put in place to arrest and address same, but still it persists. Just yesterday on day one, we're hearing challenges of about 7 people picked up for malpractices. But more important to me are the challenges that some people are struggling to get to exam centers on time due to, if you like, conditions within the areas they find themselves. Troubled areas like Nkwanta and somewhere Binduri and all that. These candidates face difficulties that others don't face. So it's like it's not a level playing ground for all candidates writing the BECE. And so this morning we'll want to find out ways to, if you like, address it and of course ensure some level playing grounds for all candidates. This story on citynewsroom.com, 2026 BECE, 7 arrested over examination malpractice. And that's according to WAEC. Comes with a picture of the PRO. That's John Kapi. John Kapi there. So go to citynewsroom.com. You get the details there. And you can visit Channel 1 News Online as well. The West African Examinations Council, WAEC, has confirmed the arrest of 7 individuals, including invigilators and teachers, for alleged involvement in examination malpractices during the ongoing 2026 Basic Education Certificate Examination BECE. WAEC's Head of Public Affairs, John Kapi, told City News that the arrests were made across 3 regions, Central, Bono, and Ashanti regions. According to him, 3 suspects were picked up in the Central region, 2 in the Bono region, and 2 in the Ashanti region. He explained that 5 of the suspects were found with mobile phones in examination halls, which were allegedly used to capture images of examination questions and circulate them on WhatsApp platforms. Mr. Kapi further disclosed that some of the suspects allegedly relied on ChatGPT to generate answers which were then dictated to candidates during the examinations. He added that the 2 remaining suspects, although not found with mobile phones, were also implicated in the malpractice scheme. One was reportedly caught distributing prepared answers to candidates, while the other was arrested for allegedly duplicating answer sheets intended for circulation among candidates. WAEC said all 7 suspects have since been handed over to the police for further investigations. Now, expressing concern over the development, Mr. Kapi suggested that financial incentives may be driving such acts despite repeated warnings from examination authorities. Quote, "I think they're enticed by monetary considerations. Otherwise, I wouldn't understand why anybody would want to do this even after all the warnings," end quote, he said. WAEC has reiterated its warning to candidates, invigilators, and the general public against engaging in examination malpractice, stressing that offenders risk prosecution and the cancellation of results. All right, so that's one story. You can get several others on the same BEC issue online. Go to channel1newsonline.com as well as citynewsroom.com. Let's welcome the Honorable Member of Parliament for Afram Plains North, Olasi Peli, to the studio. Honorable, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Nana.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
All right.
Belly.
Bali.
Yes.
Is it the maize?
Maize. Yes.
Maize.
Ebro.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ebro.
Good one or bad one?
Good one. Ever good one.
White or yellow?
Any. Depending on the context and the content you need at the time.
And the use for which you have it. Very well, gentlemen, let's start the discussions. Let's start off with this BEC matter. We're looking at the challenges candidates face in going to write the exam itself, and then of course the issue of these malpractices, the connivance and the complicity of teachers, invigilators and all. How do we stop this? Is the future of these candidates at stake?
Well, first of all, let's congratulate them in advance. The candidates that are writing. In fact, I have relatives also writing. So I'm hoping that by Friday it would all be over. I think BEC, I must have written mine, is it 1995 or so?
You wrote BEC?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1995. Thereabout.
I wrote 96.
Wow.
Yeah, so thereabout. Yeah. So,
Honorable.
Then I'm older here.
yeah. So I think we all have some experience with getting your T-square and all those things together,
Right.
and ironing your clothing to go sit and write. So we wish all of them well. It's a very important aspect of all of us, our training. Now, I listen to some areas, even in the Volta region, where some have to move by boat. And it is worrying.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some instances where some end up drowning just to go write BC. So with the background of all of these things, I think as a nation, we ought to do better. I am not for scrapping BEC.
Okay.
I think it's a certificate of some sort that is worth having, in addition later the SSC as well. Granted, these are, I think, processes of life, and it toughens you or strengthens you. With regards to the exam malpractices, is the door maker concept. There'll be people who are recalcitrant, whether when they see police there or not. And that is the nature of life. And it's unfortunate. In as much as the examining body will do everything, you have those bad apples who will try to do what is unimaginable, unthinkable, unacceptable. And, is worrying that a whole group would go with ChatGPT. I don't know if Pele is in ChatGPT. Examiners might.
I'm sure that Ibe one.
I'm sure the examiners eventually might be bringing things that ChatGPT may not be able to answer. So in all of this, I just think that students should always be prepared. Ill-prepared teachers who then train ill-prepared students, then find ways and means of doing some of these things. But on a political note, people should not be paying for these exams. And I would hope that some of the costs involved in writing BEC should be a thing of the past. That is one thing that I think I want to push today. I've had some interesting figures thrown around in private institutions and in some governmental institutions. If the parents who called me are lying, then I'm lying. But some...
We don't know those parents.
Some have called with regards to, outstanding bills and things they have to pay before they go and sit and write. So I would hope that GES...
But that is not a direct charge to write the exam.
Either way, if you are demanding before they write the exam...
That is with the school,
yes.
not with WAEC.
And let me put out that some graduation fees are just not right. Some of the people, they can't afford even the school fees. And you are billing them graduation fee before they go and write the exams. I mean, it's a bit troubling. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Like a place like Binduri, for example, the Ministry of Interior has placed a ban on the use of motorbikes.
I thought you want to deal with the honorable MP, who has constituents who, are sitting.
But you also do have constituents, although you are not an MP.
No, I'm not an MP.
You actually have a very large audience.
Really?
Who read your paper on a daily.
Stop blowing my ego. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, an area like Binduri, there's a ban on motorbikes, and most of these candidates will fall on motorbikes to transport them to the examination centers. Someone actually said they have to walk 25 kilometers to go.
So what the district could do, or the district representative could do, was just arrange a bus for them. You get it?
Yeah. And make provisions.
Yeah, make provisions for that. Exactly.
Candidates.
I mean, very often we put students or candidates under stress.
True.
Hence, they resort to all manner of things. You get it? I mean, you can imagine that on the day of the exam, you will have your headmaster walk into that environment, and this is where he's swearing that you haven't paid your school fees, you haven't done that, you haven't done this.
And they come collecting some of the textbooks.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, sure. So, I mean, you can imagine the stress on the student. And then the students resort to all manner of stuff. They are taking one thing in there or the other. Somebody told them that, oh, you know something, last year, this particular topic came. And so this year, they are sure that this one will come. So quickly, they put things together and then, sneak it in there. But I'm shocked to hear that, I mean, they took phones. I mean, yes, it's a normal smartphone this size. So if it's on a candidate, a lady or a guy, I mean, whoever is body searching or all this candidate should be able to detect it, unless of course one of the invigilators take the thing inside and then give it to.
Or you seek permission to use a urinal.
Yeah, but this is even this is even basic level.
Yeah.
Even at master's level sometimes.
Things happen.
Things happen.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I've sat in classes with, a couple of friends who, during examination, that's where, they wear overall.
They become Roman sisters and fathers.
Yeah. They wear overall and, all
gadgets and things.
And you ask, Charlie, what is happening? How come you only wear this particular type of dress
during exams?
Yeah. And so, send me free.
Right.
But we don't have to get to this level. There's even been a debate that whether, this sitting exam, it's good for, students of this nature. Whether you could not just allow them to go through, do the, cumulative assessment thing, and then allow them to go through. So, but SSS, they had matured enough to, withstand some of these pressures. But, I mean, the jury is still out there,
I like it.
Yeah, without it, So, I think
some argue. I mean, based on what some argue that the education of a child should not terminate at the basic level because of an exam.
Sure. I mean, it's like that pyramid sort of thing where we are always looking for how to, the fewer the merrier. You get it. So
as you climb up, then you are shaving off.
You are falling, by the wayside. It's not good enough. Now, this whole thing too, I was looking out for some particular region. I won't mention which region, but we very often hear, oh, this region did better, that region did better, that region did better than this, the regional, scores and so on. When you go in, you realize that there were malpractices that
organized
ones. Some of the schools could even go and buy papers. We heard some of those things, whether or not they are true. Others, the printers, this person, knows somebody who is a printer, who did this, who did that. I mean, some of these things, Charlie, I think we need to improve. We need to improve. I can't believe that students will be allowed to take, phones in there. The invigilators will also be out there teaching. Let me end it here before I go and say something else.
Let me come to you, Honorable. For those who've been picked up, one of the supposed reasons for they engaging in such acts, especially on the part of the invigilators and teachers, is monetization, incentives. They've been incentivized to help the children or the candidates cheat. So for that, I don't think we can put the blame at the doorstep of WAEC. WAEC has done its part, but it's the money incentive that is attracting such persons to engage in some of these things.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anna. Before I get into this complex discussion, I would want to say good luck to my constituents who are writing.
I told you.
And I pray they find faith in themselves, favor from God, to sail through, because ours is a different story.
Yeah.
It's a different story. When the honorable member was mentioning some crossing rivers in the Volta region before going to write, then I just looked back, because as for Volta, the rivers are just some maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes crossings. But mine, some JHS students had to take over 8 hours boats just to the centers. So normally what happens is that you need to get them to the centers like 3-4 days before the examination starts. So you could imagine you have to feed them, and most of them to even the accessories, the tools to write with. Mark set. So it has become a yearly ritual that by the time they start the exams, you have to provide mark sets and sometimes drawing boards. So as we speak, I had to do a whole assembly and then provide mark sets to the 736 people that are writing now. We have to find we have to find food for them for 1 week that they're going to
stay.
So
you're housing them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, housing them. And most of the times the GES looks upon the district assembly to help in that regard, but the district assembly and their ratio of monies that has to be spent to does not cover that. So most of them don't actually pay attention to it, and then the education officers go haywire looking for everything. Then it will fall on the MP as well. But I think that henceforth government should be making conscious efforts to provide some kind of financing for districts that students would have to travel to take these exams at the centers. And I think it will help. Now, to the main question of monetization of examination, this just started gradually. In our time in the early 90s, it was a story we used to hear. If you are part of maybe the Volta or T, or part of the northern sector, we used to hear, oh, these things happen in Accra. You see, and then our teachers were not interested in having us to have answers. But what they look out for from their colleagues in Accra is what questions are likely out. Then they make sure, so whatever condemned question it is, theirs is just to make sure you also run through that question before you enter the exam hall. So it was not seen as chasing after Apo. It was just like studying what everybody thinks is likely to come and studying.
But there are two sets of apple.
Questions and answers.
No, the one you sneak in.
The one you sneak in.
And then there's apple concro. Apple concro. Apple concro is where they give you an idea that this is going to come. Yeah, so then you prepare for it.
So it used to be just something that started gradually like that, and then it's gradually became a norm of the society where I must confess you will hear or even come into reality with some schools making it a demand on students or pupils to make some kind of contribution because they would have to see the invigilator, they would have to see the examiner, and in reality we can't turn our back on the fact that some investigations have proved that the question had leaked, question papers sent to schools, and then answers have been prepared, and the student only learn the answers to enter the hall. We can't give him the previous examination has proved that right, so we can't say just rumors. We've seen some of them, and so it has become a lucrative business for some individuals who think they can take the risk of getting the question from WAEC and selling it out and making some money within the season. It has become a seasonal way of making money. And you see, I don't want to say that is what we are crying for. What the whole society is crying for is what kind of educated people are we producing in such a regime where students do not care about using their minds. They now want to just get the answers, go and pour and come back. To the extent that students beat up invigilators and teachers who do not allow them. So it is gradually becoming a norm of the society for which it is even grounded in parents and in teachers. We are all guilty.
True.
We are all guilty of it. But you see, posterity will also come again to judge us. When others are running with their minds, we will be doing copy and paste. Because that is what we are used to. It is a conscious effort by both parents, teachers, and the examining body to now, it's a whole psychological process that we must do for our schools. And also reduce that effect of making examination look like the demon you would face in an education setup. I think that kind of posture is also pushing the students and even the teachers to get into that negative competition of having to get it done at any way,
at all cost.
Any cost. Schools want to have their students pass high so that they can have more students.
Marketing strategies.
Marketing strategies, and students want to blow 111 A1s, 6 A's, just to make it.
Bragging rights.
Yeah.
So we have the root mindset of going through things, but practicality of what we want to learn is it's so down. I had an experience of sending my kid to a private school at her early age, and then she was coming home with 90%, 95%, 90%, 95%. But mind you, I'm a trained teacher. By 19, I was teaching.
Oh, okay.
But when I test my daughter,
she was not up to it.
No, she was not up to the
1995. She was bringing home.
So I started studying her. Then I realized that when the exams are set, the teachers go ahead to teach the answers. So I started investigating. Then I realized that the proprietor of the school has a policy that if you fail the kid, the parents may think we are not teaching, so therefore they'll take the kid out of the school. So virtually my child was writing answers, not what.
Yeah.
So I had to rather now move out of the school. So many factors had gone into this examination thing. And the way to discourage is to release the stress on exam. Especially at the basic level, we need to release the stress on exams. From the basic school, I think that our people should just be free to try their hands on things freely without fearing that the teacher is coming to set exam.
More practical. Yeah.
How would I say it? Out of the blue, set exams for children to try their hands on, not a timetabled exams. By then, their hearts are free just to say, let me do what I can do. If I don't do better, I have to try more. But the strict preference of making it a do and a ritual, as if, the environment changes when there's exam time. The whole country changes because it has become seasonal and a culture. and the atmosphere, even the sun even changes. When it happens like that.
You remember Waek Bualo?
In Pando Secondary School then, when they say Waek Bualo, you know that whole season, everybody is in a solemn moment.
Waek is used to scare you.
So
some fear and panic that accompanies exams.
So people will do anything and anyhow within that context to free themselves from that demon. And that is what is causing us. See, make a research about examination within the East African society where they still practice the A-level system. You will see that from this basic level, children don't have that stress of exams. They are free to explore a lot more. And even subjects are not as many as we have in West Africa. The maximum might be 4 or 5. All others are incorporated into this 4 or 5 by topics, where the children are just free to explore and open their minds to it. But ours has become something too rigid now for the children, and so it brings out all this. But we must find a dialogue moment where we need to do something, psychologically prepare our children, our teachers, and even the examiners for what examination is about. And I think that we'll be able to do away with some of these things we are seeing.
Very well.
For just 1 minute. So, you know, very often these people are arrested. We don't get to know them.
They are only relieved because there's no...
Yes, we don't
there's
get
no
to
law.
know who they are.
There's no law criminalizing them. It's only a code of discipline.
We don't get to know who they are. We hear they've been punished. Some have been jailed and so on. And then after that, what happens? They go back to the classroom to continue.
Revisit.
Okay, their work. We don't get...
West is a transfer.
Well, you get it.
Or banned from invigilating.
And then, but you know, from what he said, where that fear of disorganized sitting exams, you know, there was some time, I think during your time or so, where even the GES experimented with the transition from class 6 to JSS. Well, they experimented with that. I think, you know, some way, somehow, they dropped the idea.
Right.
So you had to sit for another WAEC exams before you go to JSS. And then after JSS, you sit in for another WAEC exam. You know?
That's too much.
So I think that he was spot on when he said that we should just, you know,
release the stress.
Demystify this whole thing so that people can feel free and then write this thing. But again, we are experimenting with another thing where after this exam, instead of the students selecting the schools and then working towards it, we are now telling them that, you know something, based on what you score, then we can use that.
I was going to mention that after the exam, we would have CSSPS to deal with.
You get it? I mean, I don't know where we, you know, but let's prepare for the, you know, for the tension that is also going to present us. And the Minister of Education is telling us that you would have to select a school which is within your district. Okay, there was a reason why Kwame Nkrumah built the boarding house system, that we should mingle and then, you know, interrelate with one another better. And that has helped to a very large extent to, you know, prevent conflicts.
True.
You get it?
True.
Now, if you are being limited, that if you are from Tamale, go to a school in Tamale. If you are from my, you know, we are changing the concept.
That,
I don't
ethnic, intercultural.
I don't think that is good enough. You know, the schools we went to, you had people coming all the way from, you know, Western region, wherever. And we got to know each other better. Tomorrow, when you are in trouble and you land in that particular environment, once you have the person's number, all you need to do with this WhatsApp group is to make a call. And then somebody will come to your aid. There was an idea for this particular boarding house system, and we should not deviate from that. We could, insecurity, you know, it's a big thing.
And now I've been told by GS director that they will even get to choose 2 category A schools.
Yes, and then within your district, I mean, hey, if I can afford sending my son to Damascus, allow me to do that. I mean, you don't use your, I mean, inefficiency, to block, you know, whatever it is. And again, we are from a very diverse, you know, it's a multi-ethnic whatever, with all our dynamics.
Yeah.
Let's relate better. This approach, I doubt whether is good enough for the country.
So we are sure that we'll come back to discuss the placement system.
We'll be back on this table.
We'll be back on this table to discuss the placement system. Very well, very well. Let's move into the matter of PDS. The minister in charge of government communications put out some information on social media that some 4 individuals linked to PDS, that's the power distribution services, are under investigation over the disappearance of about 850 million cedis belonging to ECG. We understand that so far they've been questioned and granted bail, but are assisting in investigations. This PDS matter always seems to rear its head, especially when there appears to be some challenges within the power sector. And it's interesting how the communication around it happens. So they drop some small information on social media, and then they leave the rest of us to go goose chasing. All right, well, quick thoughts on this PDS issue. I mean, if there are questions to answer, there are questions to answer. People must be accountable for their stewardship. But how we go about it raises even more questions, doesn't it?
All right. So when I saw Felix talk about it, one thing came to mind. Like the Donald Trump running away from Epstein. And I say this, based on my knowledge with governance. There's a real big problem with our energy sector. And it's not about $800 million. I mean, forgive me, I'm not saying that it is trivial.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at is that, as you rightly said, we're dealing with power distribution issues. We're dealing with generation issues.
Yeah.
We're dealing with leakages.
Yeah.
So in summary, to bring up issues from way back, that even to the best of my knowledge has been looked at many levels in terms of investigation within the previous administration, up to date. It begs the question, why is Felix bringing this up today? There are many investigations going on. How come now that we're having power outages, you are reminding Ghanaians of one ongoing investigation? Then again, even with the PDS thing, let's put on record that during the previous administration, the backlash was so huge that that's how it got withdrawn. And history still holds, and I still hold that opinion that just as Ghana Commercial Bank had competition and then startup, I still bank with them. Their tellers are now friendlier. Okay, if we do the same with our power
and prettier
distribution, younger, if we do the same with our power distribution in this country, maybe ECG will sit up, and then the huge operational expenditures, the not keeping our lights on will stop, because there are alternatives. I mean, let me share my experience in other places. You have about 2 different options. So if you choose one supplier, you pay them, and then if things are going, you can switch. I mean, there are usually different
So if I get you, it's not necessarily the privatization of ECG, but allowing other private sector players into the distribution end.
The distribution. And if the distribution is such that one power company...
Listen, we are talking about a group of people who have gone for money that they were not entitled to. We're not talking about power generation and power distribution.
Leave that for the host.
No, but I understand. But
my key point here is that I
I mean,
think
he's
that
linking it to the timing
I
of
think
the
that
release
Felix-
of the information of the arrest.
Felix is talking about this largely to dissuade us from one key point. Yesterday, I still had power outages, you know, and energy minister is telling me that the power outages were largely because of this incident at Akosombo, and I want to say that it not be so. The power outages were there before the Akosombo incident.
Maybe they change your transformer.
And transformers, you don't change after 6 p.m. So if it was transformer changes, this whole country, nobody's light should go off after 6 p.m. Because the argument that you're changing transformers and this noise about Ashanti region's transformers is, I mean, sometimes it's just painful that we keep hearing, you know, technical things that has nothing to do with why our lights are out. So let me just be straightforward with Felix. He's a nice guy. But, you know, Ghanaians cannot be taken for a ride. You promised to keep our lights on. Keep it on. And, yes, go and follow the PDS thing. But we will not be derailed by your follow-up on the PDS.
So you think this announcement is just diversionary tactics?
This is diversionary. I mean, listen, we're not kids anymore, okay? Ghanaian voters are serious. You know, they booted the MPP out for, you know, 1 or 2 good reasons, and when you've come, stick with the narrative. The promise was that you'd keep our lights on, keep them on, and don't be, you know, who in this country does not know this PDS thing? It's been on since 2022 up to date. So why now? Why now? And I think that you know, these unnecessary, as it is, red herrings, that's how I'll put it, does not help any of us. It's a very bad communication strategy. He should leave that for the lawyers involved in that case. Neither is he even an auditor general person. So we want
But
to
he
hear.
speaks for the government.
Well, I mean, listen, let me remind us. I mean, sometimes, though he speaks for the government, he doesn't speak for the entire ministry. When I say that, I mean like the energy ministry. He's not a PRO for the energy ministry. And he should be speaking specifically for the president. So the topics he touches, I think, are a bit out of line. Really, that's my. When I hear him, I want to hear what is coming from the presidency. Okay, that is what I want to hear, and he shouldn't be the one talking about these, you know, quote unquote cases, because, in all honesty, cabinet.
What is his title again?
He's a government
Minister in charge of government communications.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but
Government
but
communications.
leave investigation to Interior Minister. Okay, quote unquote. I mean, I'm just being real that he does not
Or the Attorney General.
Thank you. Even better. Okay, so and let me be, you know, straight with you that sometimes when there's a matter pending and cabinet is so involved, it mars the outcome. Government or presidency or the executive has to be seen as not involved.
it gets politicized.
Yes, not involved. So PDS, leave it alone and, you know, allow those in charge of it to run it. But when the government spokesperson, who we know is largely like direct to the president, is talking about this, then it begs the question, what is the presidency's interest in it?
Very well.
And, you know, focus on giving us light, let the light stay on, and Ghanaians will be happy.
Right.
These losses, many conglomerates have such losses, but they are still working. Okay, so 800 million is not what will keep our lights on.
850.
It's not what will keep our lights on.
Larry, when some of these announcements, I mean, obviously, if people have questions to answer, people have to account for these monies, where they went, how they were distributed, what they were intended for, that didn't see the light of day and all that. It's exciting when the announcement is put out. But yesterday, the spokesperson for the Attorney General, that's Benjamin Alpha, when he spoke on eyewitness, it gives you that feeling that, well, it's much ado about nothing. He couldn't even give us the charges for which the people were being investigated. And then he tells you that it's at preliminary stages and all. So then you are wondering that a portfolio such as government communicator putting this out, really, what's going on? I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
I get you. You know, the Herald, we did the PDS is our story. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's our story. And so all these individuals involved and so on are people that we had reported on.
The Ayensu.
Yeah, the Ayensu. I recall we called him the Baba. And it became a whole, story out there. But you see, this money that they are talking about, we reported on it.
Yeah.
That there's some money sitting at Cal Bank that PDS officials wanted access to, ECG officials wanted access to it. And under the previous government, I think efforts were made to prevent the PDS officials from having access to it. While the case in court, goes on. Now, in the case of there were two trials. One went on in Ghana here. The PDS people were told the same thing as what came from the UK.
The UK, yeah.
Okay. Now, so if in Ghana, during the trial in Ghana, they couldn't have access to it, how come subsequently they got access to it? These are questions that we will have to find out.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, the bank that released the money to these individuals, what instructions were they under? You get
and
it?
Where did the instructions come from?
Where did the instruction come from that, hey, release the money to these individuals? You get it? Now, again, if you knew that there were trials going on or there were court cases, how come you did this?
Right.
You get it? But the bit about the Cal Bank account and at the time, what was in there, I think it was, people knew that this money is there.
Yeah.
So how come they got released? Nobody knows. Now, who were the signatories to the account?
Right.
Did they include ECG officials? Okay. It was a fact that PDS didn't add anything to ECG. So it was easier for that whole thing just to be, folded and then thrown away somewhere. And the first thing you go after is your assets. In any case, they made some appointments during the time that were quickly reversed. You get it? So if they were reversed, it means that PDS, ceases to exist. So why would you allow them to have access to? But private banks are sometimes funny. You get it? Private banks are sometimes funny. Hence where we are. But it's something we would have to look deep into. The PDS investigation is taking way too long in coming.
Exactly.
So questions like, yours and commentary from people like Dixon will prevail.
Yeah.
Listen. Anyway.
This is a high-profile case.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not even being treated as such. You see, that's where I have issues with.
Listen, PDS, there was so much money around.
Exactly.
Okay?
We haven't dealt with it.
People walk to my office to say that, oh, Larry, you stop reporting. Why? We can give you contracts to do this. We can give you contracts to do that. There was a meeting that I attended. And then along the line, a colleague journalist accosted me. So I said, you do need money or you don't need money?
No, you don't need money, guy.
Yes, and that meeting, I could have demanded for a house and they would have given me a car. I would have given shares in PDS that I would have been giving. It sounded too, strange to me. You get it?
Yeah.
So there was so much money around. Colleague journalists who made fortunes out of PDS arrangement, they are known.
You didn't have my number then. Wow.
Listen, the pleas, the threats, the whatever, And both parties.
Cut both ways.
Oh yeah. Both parties.
Beneficiaries from either
side. You
side.
wouldn't want to mention.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when you write a book, you put it in there. But you know, the PDS thing. This is not the time. It was one of the first things that the Mahama government would, should have attacked. Should have attacked, and then gotten whatever. If the government was serious about PDS, it was part of the things that they listed as part of their campaign. Japa, PDS, so and so, all that and so, as part of the things that the government was going to investigate. You don't wait until now, when coffers have been empty, before you start moving, bro.
But why couldn't they have frozen that account?
Well, that is the thing, and I'm saying that they knew there were cases going on in both here, Ghana, and then arbitration. And the guys, once they lost the first one, quickly secure whatever is available to you. You get it? I'm saying. Some of the guys who are involved, they become very cozy with the Mahama government.
Well,
they become very cozy. So maybe they got too cozy that they even forgot that, you cry, you under investigation somewhere. But it's disheartening when people put their life and their professional whatever, into some of these things and investigated them and then put it before them. I mean, the Kevin Taylors did whatever. They played audio tapes of people who were involved in the thing. People are known, they know them. Perhaps these are not the only guys who should be picked up and questioned. But you see, the accountability drive is going, and we are losing it. And then the next moment, listen, we should be afraid, the masses. We should be afraid.
Very well. Honorable, I mean, there was this transitional arrangement where assets and liabilities had to be reconciled between the two parties. So isn't it mind-boggling that we find that these funds have been depleted?
I beg you. Check the manifesto. What was written in the manifesto? As to
the NDC manifesto?
Yeah, check some of them. I'm sure you see PDS, you see Japa, you see all manner of things in there.
And yet here we are, almost 2 years in government.
Oh, bro. Is that all that it is?
Yes,
anyway,
I don't know where to start from, though.
Start from somewhere.
Yeah. You see, the four of us sitting here. We have an ultimate responsibility, and we owe it to this country in the next years to come before our heads go off. So sometimes when I appear on TV like this, I want to be careful what I say. Not careful in the fact that I can't say what I should say, but I should say what to direct the society at large at what we do. As for Honorable Adumaku Kisi, I think when it comes to PDS, he will definitely pass through the party office before coming here. So
he'll bring a proper growth.
So he wouldn't want to say anything about the actual subject matter that is pending right now as the 4 arrests. What he's interested in is blowing up what is causing our lives to go off right now, which is right in his context. Though not, I disagree with the context here right now. That Felix might not be making up a story to cover up for anything. If the lights are not on, he or the Minister of Energy, because the Minister of Energy is part of cabinet.
True.
And whatever is discussed in cabinet, Felix has some obligation to inform the public as to it.
Yeah.
So if there is any issue that comes out, even from this PDS ECG deal, it might have been discussed in cabinet. And maybe when the arrests were made, cabinet might have been informed. And so if he says, as we work on the investigation of PDS, we've been able to arrest 4 persons who will be answering to some of the questions Ghanaians are waiting to hear. I don't think he's out of context.
Right.
As for putting the lights on and what is breaking, it's not coming true, is also another discussion. And you see, we must be true to ourselves. If yesterday I was in charge of mechanizing a car. And then I tried to fit in the new engine, but the control board didn't work. So the car could start but cannot move. And then we transfer it to the electrician, who is an auto electrician, to work on. He takes the car. At least there is some reasonable period for which you would know whether the electrician is able to coordinate what you have done and what he is doing for the car to move. If that period reasonably is not up yet, you can't say the electrician is excuse me, use the local palette of we. You can say that. We all agree that over the years, our energy sector has problem.
True.
It moved from one president to another to another. Each and every president is working on trying to fix the part that he or she can fix. So if the MPP left power in 2024, for which truly in conscience and to him, the power and energy sector was not anywhere good. And then in 2025, NDC assumes power and then is trying to fix. Then in between, there was a blow of a fuse in the analogy I'm making. And he says, I'm fixing that fuse so that we can get on the track of now putting the car back in the on time. You can't say he has failed you.
Right.
He's just correcting what is being done. As to whether the Kumasi transformers is what caused all this, it's part of the fixing.
Right.
Okay, there is a reasonable period where Ghanaians will now judge by. See, now Ghanaians, they don't judge by what you say in your mouth.
Indeed.
They use their conscience, they look at the time, they look at the period, they look at the activities that are going on, and then they finally arrive at a conclusion. And so if that time elapses, please, the calls will not be coming from serial callers. The call will not be coming from commentators or communicators sitting on TV. The call will come from in-depth Ghanaians.
True.
You would see them calling and then making assertions of the failure of the NDC government on power. And so until that time, we don't have the moral fortitude, okay? We don't have the moral fortitude to say the Minister of Energy, the government has failed. I have a conscious belief that seeing what is going on now, we may be able to solve by and large our energy sector problems.
Really?
And it might not be 100. It might not even be 90.
Right.
You're in government.
It could just be 70.
Very well.
And that 70 might mean that we have driven the mechanical errors to some extent. Someone will complete it.
I like the analogy, but hold on for me. Let me take a quick break. I'll come back. So you explain further this analogy and how we intend to solve the power crisis vis-a-vis PDS investigations. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. We'll be right back.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2. And now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis. The We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis. And the premium We Hear Pro now as 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 of Funya Street, Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
Do you want a healthy smile?
So what we do to rid all of that bacteria is we do what's called a deep cleaning or periodontal therapy. So that is 2 visits. You'll come in and we'll make sure you're very comfortable because that bacteria is very hard. It doesn't want to leave. Yeah. So we need to get you numb. So we'll get you numb on one side, the right side, let's say, and top and bottom, and then we'll go through just a disinfection process. And we may have you use also like a rinse to kind of aid in that process because we want your gums to get healthy. Then we do the other side, and after that, it's kind of like hypertension. It doesn't ever go away, but we can control it and get the gums healthy. We can't, because the bone shrinks, so we can't regrow the bone, we can't regrow the gums, but we can keep it healthy where it's at and make sure that you don't lose more bone. Because when you have periodontal disease, it's kind of like your teeth are in quicksand, so we need to stabilize things. So you would need to come back after you get the therapy every 3 months.
Healthy smile.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
What would you be doing today? I want this or...
Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts.
Hi.
Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo kendini, ehu behia, semecha sapapadia to amame manfo. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients. Eno bombe se ho ban. E mane swing, ne sanso mama hotoso e wo bedwam.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. You're watching the news review segment. We are currently on the matter of PDS and some 4 persons associated or linked to the company having been arrested under investigation, but we understand they've been granted a bail. The Honorable Walasi Peli was making his submission before we went on the break, so we'll have him wrap up on it.
Yeah, thank you, Nana. I was trying to demonstrate what is happening to our energy sector, and likening into a mechanic shop where a car broke down.
Yeah.
So this car came into the country like from Toyota Japan, but at the point in time, things started falling apart because with time, age caught up with some of the parts of it, and that is how
coupled with our bad roots.
That is how our ECG thing was. So. Subsequent governments tried to do something. I can't say maybe the past government did nothing. Using nothing, it's not fair enough. But they might have tried to do something. Indeed. That is the point they got it to. In 1.5 years going, NDC has inherited that part of it. So like the auto electrician who now has to fix the fuses for the engine to work. That is what the current government is doing.
Very well.
As a country, our prayer might be that in this process, things should not fall apart and get missing like the PDS scandal that brought about this whole discussion.
Right.
We must rather pray that the one in charge now should have the conscious effort, if not to get what we have to 100% appreciation, at least 70-80 would be better for us than if we are continuing it like that. We would have a total vehicle now that moves in our direction.
Right.
But demeaning the effort of the one in charge too now might not do us any good.
Right.
At least we have some years to election. Let's rather pray for the better mechanization of our electricity system. For now, when we get to election 2, we will know the failures, we will know the
play our politics there.
then we'll do our politics.
But on the matter of PDS.
Now, on the matter of PDS itself, half of PDS, there's no two ways for anyone to even say anything advantageous to it. Which means it was a scam, and a scam shall it be.
Right from the onset?
It was a scam.
Really?
Yes, it was a scam. You see, when something is a scam, it is not about the idea. The idea was not to scam. The results makes it a scam.
The implementation of the idea.
The results make it a scam. Don't forget about it. Make it a scam.
Right.
And now we all accepted to the fact, even within Nanado's government, we accepted it that this was wrong and it was terminated. Now, once it was terminated, and the said criminals even went for arbitration and even some court processes.
Alleged criminals.
Alleged criminals. Let me choose my words well. Alleged criminals went to for arbitration, and even some went to courts, and even government took some to court. Within that contest, a new government should be alert enough, as we are saying. And maybe the alertness might not be as quick as Ghanaians wanted. But I see the statement by the government communication officer as a step to say, even if I didn't start, I think now I'm making a headway in getting back what we have lost. But what I am afraid of is how we waited for the transfer to be done.
Exactly.
How we waited for the transfer to be done. Now we have taken on another duty to now go to investigate who authorized the transfers, how was it done, to whom did it went, which accounts, which is more of a burden. It means we are going to waste more time investigating all this, which a stop on that account would have cleared all this matter, which means we would have had a clear mind now investigating those who were involved in the PDS scandal itself. But now it has broadened its ways, and the investigators must look for who, how, when, and where. Which that is where I'm not happy to hear. But well, I like I said, I think the steps have been quickened now, and then we only pray that as the minister had reported to the public, the outcomes should quickly be reported so that Ghanaians can feel at peace and attached.
Very well. We have a couple messages and it covers all the subjects we've touched on so far. So let me just...
I wanted to say something.
Sure, please.
You see, among the things we lost was $190 million MCC.
The Millennium Challenge
Millennium,
Compact.
exactly. Out of that scandalous arrangement. That money would have gone into a lot of investment, including the generator, the transformers, making the transmission lines better and so on.
Reduce the technical losses. And
Thank you. But we did not, we did not get it.
Yeah.
So if a government, or a party that had campaigned on PDS, on Ejapa, on many other things, comes to office, the first thing you do, you need to behave like who? I want to use one of those movie Hollywood characters. You you need to be all over the place.
Yeah.
You need to raid whatever you have to raid. You get your your technical institutions writing to people, hey, this, that. And you would have prepared some of these things, even while in opposition.
Yeah.
You get it? You don't go to bed. And then you woke up one fine morning, wipe your mouth, and then you say, oh, now our account no crowd here. You say, oh, maybe you musiki now. Sikanashi. No, I say Obiedi. You don't do that.
I don't know. I am a bit worried.
You don't do that, bro.
When was this money?
NDC campaigned on PDS, campaigned on Ejapa, campaigned on many other things.
Was the money sitting in the account when the NDC took over?
It was in the account.
So why did you not
it was in
freeze
the account. It was in the account. I'm saying we started writing about this car bank account somewhere in, I think, 2022. Yeah, thereabout. That listen, if the thing has collapsed, but then that's some of this money. And let me tell you, I got a call from a worker of car bank at the time who said, "Oh, there's some money, PDS money sitting here." Okay, so in some of our write-ups during that, if you challenge me, I could show you that.
Very well. Examination of practice in our education system needs urgent attention and should not be limited to the BEC alone. It occurs at every level from basic education right up to master's degree programs. Our current education and learning system often creates conditions that invite more practice. We need to take a holistic view and clearly distinguish between our learning system and our examination system. Aminu from Nsawam sent that in. Good morning, Nana. I thought Akosombo is now in full operation, yet my lights went off the whole of yesterday. Please ask the energy minister what the problem is. Alankwe Papa, texting from Jalov Kwashiman. Okay. How do we expect a child to spend 3 years in GHS then write 9 to 10 papers in just 5 days? Universities and SHS students who are older and more mature get reached to write exams, yet we pressure 14 to 15-year-olds to prove 3 years of learning in one stressful week. Why can't we assess them yearly so the final exam isn't do or die? Prince from Elembele sent that one in. Please tell my darling MP, Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kisi, great submissions by Dak. Yeah. He puts the former in brackets. I intentionally skipped it. We love him so much. God bless him for the next phase of a greater and massive comeback. This is Frederick Edu, and he is an incoming secretary of Anya East electoral area. My lights went off 10 a.m. yesterday. It was restored after 11 p.m. late at night, and this morning at 7 a.m. it went off again. Isn't it worrying how Doomsaw has become synonymous with the NDC government? Like Dr. Kisi reiterated, they promised to keep our lights on, so they should just do it and stop the unnecessary speculations. We're tired already. Regards to Dr. Adumaku Kisi. This is, okay, so the first one was from Frederick Edu, incoming secretary for Anya East electoral area. This one is from Prince Kwashibu electoral area, incoming communication officer, Anya Sotum constituency. Yeah, your people are watching you. You need to support campaigns.
Very true.
Well, yesterday there was some troubling news within the health sector, especially at Kolebu. There was some withdrawal of OPD services over some laboratory dispute. Good thing is that they've called off the strike. But there's a dispute between laboratory physicians and medical laboratory scientists at the central laboratory.
I read the story and I couldn't understand what the whole thing was.
So Doc, I mean, you have a medical background, so
I think that to a large extent, this is like a human resource management issue,
right?
And government has to really sit on it and come with clear lines as to what the emoluments are. If you are a medical doctor who then learns laboratory to a doctorate level, and then if you are a laboratory person who does it to a doctorate level, you know, those two things is almost like a medical doctor who then becomes a pharmacist, but a doctor in pharmacy.
Okay.
So how do you pay? Is a very
was it about payment or access to the lab?
well, it comes back. It comes if they work at the lab, you have to pay them.
Okay.
And how much are you paying them? And are you holding them at the same level as you know
the ordinary technician?
You know, so it's a very much human resource management conundrum, and I think that it only will happen in Accra, Ghana. I say
But
this.
similar tension is brewing at Komfanochi.
What I mean is that
when it starts,
the conundrum is a Ghanaian situation because elsewhere, and let me use this opportunity. We have major crises in this country that people are not talking about. You go to laboratory and then do a test, and then the laboratory people are telling you what medications you should be taking. It's bad.
Yeah.
Likewise, pharmacists who treat people. These are all very bad practices, and it's happening in our country. You know, even let me admit that per my training, I'm not a neurologist. So if some things come to my attention that requires a neurologist's attention, the proper thing to do for my patient is to send him to a neurologist.
Right.
Okay. And I also have to admit that if you're a clinician, if you're a doctor, medical, and you learn the laboratory sciences, even within that, there are also specialties.
Indeed.
Those who handle embryology, those who handle other tissues. So if I'm into even lab technology and I'm a doctor in that, blood-related issues may be handled by somebody. So I'm supposed to let the hematologist handle that so that I can get, you know, so these are things that come with the training and people need to know it. But then, you know, in Ghana, once you see any man enter hospital back and forth, he's called a doctor. And you know, so cleaning services, the male guys are called doctors. And some of these issues are things that need to be corrected. Maybe we need Jinapo to correct these things. Not everything is G-Tech.
I mean, you know,
the fantastic guy.
Yeah, the fantastic
guy.
guy.
The tall one.
So in summary, the Kolebu thing has to do largely with, you know, who is ranked as what and gets paid what. And the key question is that if you have a medical doctor who then trains to be a laboratory expert, he's really holding two different, but invariably, I mean, I don't get paid based on my knowledge in economics and then my medical thing. I mean, you get my point. So it depends on how you bargain.
Okay. Right.
But in this country, a lot of the salaries are not bargained. If doctors are paid this, that's what you get. If pharmacists are paid this, that's what you get.
Your additional knowledge.
I mean, that's Ghana. I mean, you know, so until this human resource arrangement is well thought through, and the pedigrees are laid out, it's going to be difficult. So we wish them well. It's not the Kolebu CEO matter. Neither is it, you know, the patients, but it's ranking in terms of salaries and emoluments issue, and they need to sit on it well. Ghana Health Services or MOH has to be clear in their mind which way, and it does also fits into even the physician assistants in this country. You know, government is not so clear where to put them in terms of salary, And for a long time, a lot of these people have not been employed. They are doing quote-unquote locums. And, we introduced a program, but we didn't see it through. So we have quite a lot of issues. Nurses want to be paid and employed. We have major issues.
Very well. Like, for me, what's important is the patients whom we've committed to, if like, provide some level of care to. So if you're having your issues at the top,
that's what we are committed to.
Well, that is the commitment they made through their training and by employment.
No, but you see, the point is, if I made that commitment,
the oath.
Exactly, the oath. I should. Nothing should compromise that.
At all times.
At
you should
all
have the
times,
patient
because
at
our
heart.
lives are at stake. Do you get it? But if the first thing we do is to go, renege, is that the word, on that promise or on that oath, then it means we are not serious with we are not really committed to it.
But we can't eat the oath alone.
I understand. I understand. But the point is that, out of sometimes thank you alone, reaches very far. You get it?
Lawyers don't take thank you alone.
Oh, I understand. But
but
journalists take the thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, thank you for coming.
Nice to meet you.
You get it. So I think that we play too much with people's lives. You get it. We play so much. And if it's merely a theft war, as Dixon is trying to tell us it is, then I don't see why people would have to, go on strike. And most often, when some of these things happen, we don't do an audit to find out how many lives were lost. Okay, and then
the real impact of the action that was taken.
We are fighting for our rights and so on. We are doing this, we are doing that. I don't think that approach. Elsewhere, Dixon, correct me if I'm wrong, where people, if workers want to go on strike, sometimes they announce a strike months before. Right. So that by the time, the strike arrives, certain mitigating factors would have been put in place such that you wouldn't even feel that there was,
there won't be any disruption in the service.
The last one I heard about rail sector workers in UK going on strike, they had announced the strike like a year before. Okay, and so when the date arrived, state institutions were rather telling us that, they said this, we did that. They said this, we did that. They said this, we did that. Okay, so then people weren't affected that much. Yeah. But over here, you can decide tomorrow that, listen, your station wouldn't come on there because, management hasn't done what it's supposed to do. We should be able to care a little more for our people. And having said that, the authorities also, when I was coming, something clicked me. Should we do, let's say, a national petition notice board where any group of people who want to go on strike, if they have to petition.
The CSOs are on with the president. What are you talking about?
Upcoming. So then they, that could become, so that then you post your petition. Yeah. Then we could read through that. This. Then we can go to the authorities and say that, Minister Honorable Kweli, you said you were going to do this. Or this has been said. Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done that? Have you done that? I'm sure that could be a better way, of resolving this. Because most of some of these petitions go to the people who are to act, and they don't mind it. They get dismissive until the day arrives, and then we get taking unaware. Labor Commission would also come in some way somehow and tell you that something. We are talking to the people. In the meantime, go to work. And then after the people go back to work, then the commissioners...
Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. We can't afford to be doing this to our own, selves. Yeah. It's not good enough.
One of the issues on policy, CODA, that's the Kolebu Doctors
Yeah,
Association, is opposing a proposed rollout of a 24-hour specialist outpatient service.
They are opposing it.
They are opposing it, and their reason is that this is being done through the polyclinic.
Oh,
so
how?
the main Kolebu itself.
But they can't decide how, you know, policy.
Policy
Yes,
rollout.
yes. If you won't do it, you clear. You know, though, I think that this guy, Lin Kuan Yew, there was a time where he faced a similar thing, you know, in Singapore. And he cleared a lot of, you know, the work, the health professionals and went, you know, to the classroom and brought in a lot of people, professionals to come and do the work. We over pamper workers in, you know, this part of the world.
Very well.
And then they hold us to ransom.
Yes, that's where it was coming to. You see, in Ewe we have a proverb which says, "Zerekako di evoy."
What does that mean?
Which means if you want to, let's say you are rolling out a policy and you think you have a backlash, that backlash comes only once.
Only once, yeah.
Right. So the day you say this is what we are going to do, those who will kick against it will kick against it that once. Once the policy roll out and it is going, those who fall out will fall out. Those who fall in will fall in. It's only once. Your policy is achieved.
But the OSP's case defeats this theory.
Hold on. OSP's case. I didn't discuss it here, but
very well. Let's move on.
So you see, one, like when I read the whole story, I think even at a point in time as to who enters the central lab, as to who works there at a particular time, also became an issue. This is because the Kolebu Teaching Hospital itself has not drawn the clear policy of what should guide an employee into the system. So you have waited and created a vacuum where now the employee comes in, assumes a posture, and now will dictate.
Because he has a PhD.
And will now dictate. If your policy is running on what to be carried out in that employment, I don't think an employee will now be dictating who he is and why he should be what he is. If you go to the Ghana Police Service and you are recruited as a recruit, whether you have a degree or not, doesn't it take a policy process for you to now become a commissioner? Do you say because I came in masters and I shouldn't join these recruits in their training and that I should have a separate training? Does it work that way?
No.
It doesn't work that way. So you see, we have a system gap. And anytime you leave a system gap, the processes will be detected by those who are not to detect it. And now you are found wanting. And who suffers? Us. Us. I see this as an opportunity to look at the whole process which we have not looked at a long time. So if the Minister of Health is listening, the management of all the hospitals, not even Kolebu alone, because it will rear its ugly head in other hospitals.
It started at Konfirmation. Yesterday, it also started.
So this is the time the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, the Minister of Health, the board members of all these hospitals,
the Ghana Health Service,
with the associations to come out and draw a clear plan which will take the country to where we are moving towards. We leave too much processes and it's like love, you know.
Love is a beautiful thing.
When love vanishes, the space does not become empty. Hatred sits there. So you see, I'm saying that where we are running to as a country right now, we shouldn't run fast, but we should run steady. We shouldn't run fast to solve just that problem and say it will not happen again. But we should run steady by now putting a guideline to it, so that we don't come back again, waste time discussing that.
Right.
You know, we should be discussing how our students will get used to AI and how they apply their physical knowledge to AI rather than taking the phone to the classroom.
They know AI, they are doing ChatGPT.
So you see, when you say AI, everything we know is ChatGPT because it will give you an answer. But we have not even learned which questions to put in.
Very well.
So, like, as a country, I have come to realize in my heart that we do more of a cut and paste than running our own system through the roots to the top.
Knee-jerk reactionary.
And it is worrying for my heart, if I hadn't traveled outside Ghana, it would have been better for me. I would have lived in like that. But now my heart aches when I see.
Doc is here. He will tend to your heartache. Well, Honorable Kweli, thank you so much. Larry Dogbe, thank you. Honorable Dixon Adumaku Kisi, thank you so much. I am Nana Tufo Boateng. This has been the news review segment on Breakfast Daily.
Hundreds of battles fought across the continent by the princes of Europe. But history doesn't care who almost won. It only remembers the name on the trophy.
Where does football go from here?
One night to decide it all on the ultimate stage. 30th of May. Stay connected and watch DSTV to catch the UEFA Champions League final. It's on.
It's time to upgrade your viewing experience with Franco Smart Television. Enjoy full HD and 4K Ultra display for clearer pictures, brighter colors, and smarter features. From our 32-inch screen, perfect for your bedroom, to 55, 65, and massive 100 inches for your living room or office. We've got the perfect size and quality. For retailing and bulk purchasing, call the numbers on the screen or visit our website at www.francotrading.com. You can download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Television, we've got the perfect size for every room. Franco, home of quality television.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you ready to explore Ghana? A land of rich heritage. A land alive with culture. A land of unforgettable adventures. From breathtaking landscapes to wildlife. Festivals and nightlife that never sleeps. But planning the perfect trip can feel overwhelming. Now, everything you need is in one place. With Ghana Tourism Marketplace, you can book hotels, discover tours, rent cars, connect with expert guides, and explore destinations across the country. You can also get tickets for amazing experiences like Movie in the Park at Platinum Bay Hotel, Uncle Ebo White Theatre shows, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park visits, and more. So go ahead, plan your journey and experience Ghana your way. Ghana Tourism Marketplace is brought to you by Ghana Tourism Development Company, your official gateway to discovering Ghana.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,247.
Hey, Abili, wabadim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account. 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello. Please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
This week on Lifeline, we look at the topic dealing with comparison and learning how to run your own race. Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah and his guest, Eunice Osetutu.
Welcome to Lifeline. This is where we combine psychology with theology to offer explanations to life and try to discover meanings to the experiences of life and help you overcome the challenges. Do you think that this is a challenge we need to pay attention to?
So I look at social comparison from two ways. It can actually be really beneficial for us to compare ourselves to others. And at the same time, it can be very awful because it becomes judgment. In the first place, it's very difficult for one to not compare themselves with anybody at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's really difficult to not compare. But what is interesting is, what are we comparing and why are we comparing?
Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt only on Channel 1 TV. Don't miss out.
Hi. Good morning once again. Good morning. Chris, I like your outfit.
Thank you so much.
Wow. You're always spot on. Anyway, we are bringing you the second part of Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. Nana Tufo Boatin just finished with his guest. I know we're talking a lot of politics, everything about BC, everything about a lot of things. Let's now break it down for our viewers to now. Moving to a second part of the Breakfast Daily show here on Channel 1 TV.
All right. And my name is Chris Carter anyway. If you're just joining us, remember that you are part of the show. So feel free to send in your messages, your questions, and also your contributions via the WhatsApp number on the screen. And you can also use the hashtag if you are trying to contribute via X or Facebook, and we will get to read it on the show. We're excited to be here with you this morning, and I hope you're ready as we gear up into the second part of the show. So let's start. We have some reminders.
Reminders as well.
So let's start with some of our reminders, and we would like to remind you that the promo for
that's
Mama
the family
is still
consecration.
going. No, first of all, the promo for Mama.
Yeah. Mama.
Yeah.
So what do you have for Mama?
So basically, if you appreciate your mother and you love your mother so much, this is something exciting that we are putting out there, and it's called An Episode with Mama Promotion. And as Mother's Day is right in the corner, would want to call you all to be part of this to show appreciation to Mama. All you need to do is send in your message via the WhatsApp number on the screen. That's 0539-986-996. And what are you going to be telling us on these messages? You are going to be sending what Mama chose to forgive. I'm sure, you've seen Mama, live so many different lives, and with you growing up and everything, and sometimes there are gray lines between you and Mama sometimes, and then sometimes these things need to be fixed, but she forgave you. So everything that Mama chose to forgive, either with you or with any other person, let us know the sacrifices she made and the action that left an impact on your life. So send it via the WhatsApp number, include your name, your number, and your Mama's details. This is all about an episode with Mama, and this has to do with Mother's Day because Mother's Day is right in the corner. This is sponsored by GTP and supported by Takura.
So Chris, if I may ask you, what is it your son has done that you actually found it very difficult to forgive him, but you had to let it go?
Nothing for now.
Nothing for now.
Nothing.
Your son is a good boy.
Nothing crazy for now.
Nothing crazy for now. Oh, then he's a good boy. He's a very, very good boy.
I don't want to get there. So please, Lord, keep it this way.
Keep it this way. So after the Mama's promo, let's bring you the family consecration. I want to say a very big thank you to you, patrons, listeners, viewers, and people who came out in their numbers to pray with us. You know, this is done the 1st of May. We still can't stop thanking you, because without you, we couldn't have filled up the auditorium. It happened at the Oil Dome, and trust me, you came out in your numbers. You came out in your numbers to pray, to call on God for the rest of the year, to pray for your family, to pray for your marriages, to pray for your finances, to pray for leadership, to pray for government, everything you can think about what has to do with life. So I want to say a very big thank you to all of you for coming, and also a help from the pastor. So you can see on the screen, Reverend Michael Nwagbewanu, Fire for Fire, really took charge on the day. We had Pastor Wingam also being there, Pastor Wintia also being there, Reverend Mauli Chikata was also there, Reverend Mauli Benson was also there, and trust me, Reverend Fred Mark Davis, Assistant General, was also there to also pray with us, and I'm sure that you've been blessed. So I want to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of this event. The next time we organize it again, we know you come out in your numbers to be part of this event. Thank you.
All right, and after that, we'd like to remind you that the Blanksons drama series is still on air, and it's an exciting one that you definitely don't want to miss. This is a Ghanaian family, typical Ghanaian family setting. So we have the black, the white, and the grays. You definitely don't want to miss all the drama that comes along with the Blanksons. This is a Channel 1 TV production, and it is so exciting that you are going to tell the next person about it. There's a mother, there's a father, there's a daughter, and there's a son. And we also have the gate man, or the security man that comes in once in a while.
It's too troublesome.
You know, there's always that person, always that
troublesome.
domestic worker that becomes like your family member.
And you know you can't do without him.
Exactly. So we have that one too. So, but we'd like to remind you that it shows every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and repeats every Friday at 11:30 a.m. Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays, 3 p.m., Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. And this is a Channel 1 TV production. We'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsors, NASCO, Lizzie Shito, Out, and Everpack.
And as we prepare for the World Cup, we want to give you all the information you need ahead of World Cup. The more reason why we brought you this TV program called World Cup Central, Fridays, 3 p.m., live on Channel 1 TV. Host Gabby Affair. And trust me, we have other guests too who are going to come out in their numbers to also support and also give you all the analysis and all the things you need to know so far as World Cup is concerned. We have like 41 days more to go, and within the twinkle of an eye, you see that the first whistle will be blown and we would kick the football. But for now, let's keep you informed with all the updates on Channel 1 TV on Fridays at 3 p.m. and Gabi leads the charge every Friday. Now I want to entreat you to still download the Channel 1 News app, which is very important. Please, we can't stop saying this, because without you downloading the Channel 1 News app, that tells us that you are not following us. But if you are following us and you love what we do here, then please download the Channel 1 News app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, and we are good to go. As soon as we post the stories online, you'll be able to get the stories on your phone, and you'll be able to get the stories just with a notification, and you are good to go. So please download the Channel 1 News app today. Please.
All right.
Download it today.
Okay, so that's what we have for reminders. And
the trends.
Yes, now time for us to get into the
I don't
trends.
think we should start with the roads one.
All right, anyway, before we get into the roads one.
With the roads one.
For those joining us for the first time and wondering what the trends are all about, the trends are basically everything that are making waves on social media. And we get them from social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or X, and also Snapchat, TikTok, etc. Where all the news happens and you just want to join into that gossip. All right, so let's get straight into it. You said you don't want to start with
so let's start with this one. Maxwell Kofi Juma, you know him?
Yes.
Yeah. Former Chief Executive Officer of Georg Distilleries has been reportedly rushed to the intensive care unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. The development actually comes amid delay in efforts to meet conditions of a 65 million Ghana cedis bill grant by the Economic and Organized Crime Office. According to a report, the new Patriotic Party's Ashanti Regional Communications Director, Paul Yando, made this known in an interview on May 4, 2024. Well, he disclosed that Juma's health situation has necessitated urgent medical attention at Kolebu, where he is currently receiving treatment in the ICU. So, Iyoko arrested Kofi Juma over allegations of financial irregularities. We really want to go into details of whatever the irregularities and all that are, but Chris, your social media people are talking.
Yeah, so we have comments. Let's check the comments out and see what people are saying. Haven't we seen enough of these overly used tactics? Seriously, don't feel sorry for him one bit, but I wish him a speedy recovery so he can face the law.
Wow.
May 2025, Chairman Wuntumi fell ill and was rushed to the 37 military hospital during an integration by Iyoko. May 2026, Maxwell Juma falls ill and is rushed to Kolebu Hospital during an interrogation by Iyoko. This Iyoko interrogations keep making people fall terribly ill. And have you forgotten about Ken Foforiata?
It's not easy to be there.
40,000 Ghana cedis a week for 8 years. The bail alone will clear all he had wrongfully taken. Wow. And this 40,000 cedis actually comes from what was alleged that he takes every week.
Every weekend.
And you know, sometimes, like, I think he forgot that this day will come. You know, he was saying some of these things out there.
The matter is with the because you wouldn't want to go much into it. But you know, aside that, if you have power, you tend to forget that it's transient.
So
it will definitely go at a point.
So the power is shaking.
Anyway, let's bring you more comments on that.
It's one of your tactics to invade accountability. Accountability. And you want Oforiata to come back. LOL.
The person is laughing out loud.
Yeah, laughing out loud. Well, good luck to him, and I hope he gets well soon.
Yeah, so we'll be following up on this story and see whatever will come out of it.
Right. So this one is about a continuation of the story that we brought to you yesterday, where we even showed you a video of someone that reps the police force. He's from the Ghana Police Force, and it was alleged that he was actually taking bribes from the galamseyers or illegal miners. So the Ghana Police Service actually has put out a communique, and they have suspended 5 officers over galamsey bribery video, the same video we talked about. So the Ghana Police Service interdicted 5 officers: Chief Inspector Matthew Blay, Chief Inspector Francis Arthur, Inspector Eric Osei, Sergeant Amos Derry, and Inspector Joseph Ochre Asabre, after videos surfaced showing them allegedly demanding bribes from illegal gold miners. The clips from sites like Buredankwa depicts officers in tactical gear collecting 200 CD notes and
I need to take you to that place.
Yeah, and threatening to seize equipment unless paid, allowing mining to resume afterward. Now, the officers now face investigation by the Police Professional Standard Bureau as the service vows to uphold integrity among public demands for prosecution and no cover-ups in the fight against galamsey's environmental damage.
Yeah. The gentleman just took 200 Ghana cedis, and 200 Ghana cedis. You could
No,
see
maybe
him
the
rolling
200
it.
was just part of.
What we saw on video.
Yes, maybe it's like just.
No, what we saw on video
That's
is
what I'm saying,
200
so,
Ghana
yeah,
cedis.
it was maybe
Anyway,
from a
investigations are ongoing and they've been suspended. Let's bring you the comments on this. Bribery and corruption is actually being frowned upon in this country. Great. So this is why public accountability matters. Get your phones out in public. Record corrupt practices from civil servants and public officers. Your officers under the Kaswa Bridge are doing worse than this. Sometimes I'm even tempted to believe they are the reason the traffic lights there can't be fixed.
That'll be sad.
If you're really ready to fight this, then go undercover on Winneba Swedro Road. Those people over there are robbing the service in mud. No respect, no shame. It comes down to someone saying that make their work easy by recording just one of such incidents and give it to the police. Hey, I have been waiting for this. Please procure body cameras for the police personnel and enforce that they put it on while on duty. What if the citizens doesn't send you video? Okay, don't send you video, you mean. This one says that thank you for the swift action and accountability. But what about the Galamsey people? They should go and arrest them. Okay, you say. This kind of thing, the temptation in there is very big. You know, let's not talk more about this. You have another thing there.
Yeah, this is actually a very disturbing one.
So viewers' discretion
viewers'
advice.
discretion is advised. If you know you cannot stand anything gory, please step out from your TV right now and just probably listen to us. So there's a video that have surfaced online, especially came from Facebook, where there's a CCTV footage of a man dragging a child that he tied at the back of his quad bike.
For what?
So he was dragging this child on the road, and he didn't just tie this kid to the bike. He tied him off the bike, so his body is on the floor and his hand and all that
and what
is
did the
tied
child do?
to the bike. And the child was later seen with huge wounds on his back because of the impact of being dragged on the floor. A lot of blood from on his back, and a lot of people surrounded this man trying to understand why this child that is said to be his stepchild did to him. But the video wasn't too clear, especially the audio wasn't too clear, but you could hear him saying things like, if you knew what this child did to me, if you knew what this child did to me. But anyway, we have a video on this, and let us check out the video.
This will be a very sad one.
Who is planning the plan? Where or not? I'm not planning the plan. Who is planning the plan? Where or not? I'm not planning the plan.
And that is the video. I wish it was AI.
Yeah,
I wish it wasn't real.
These children can be very stubborn sometimes.
It comes to age. Yeah.
Yes, but sometimes you need to be very careful how, because they could do certain things that would get you infuriated, and later you want to take an action, but that action can lead to you being
an abuser,
and you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
Let's bring a comment on this. This is sad.
So none of the plenty people there could cut the rope before he did that drastic thing. Hey, he killed someone.
Has he killed someone?
Has he killed someone? Why should a woman marry such a beast in the first place? Well, I don't know what he did. I can't judge for now.
Yeah.
You can't judge, you said. Maybe you also have such obviously bad behavior.
But this is sad in a way. Maybe the
Ghana police.
Yeah, and the gender ministry. The gender ministry must wade into this and try and find out exactly what may have led to this, and whatever sanction will be meted out to this man should be done, because you want a child or you want to stay with someone, and you have to be very, very careful how you handle it, because these children, they are very difficult too. It's very difficult handling children. You see, you tell a child, don't do this or don't go here. Don't go here, you tell, oh, that's where I'm coming from. Or don't do this, or I just did it. Or don't eat this, or I've eaten it. So you have to be very careful how you go about it so that you do not get yourself in trouble. Anyway, the final one we will bring you, and that will lead into our conversation on the community today, had to do with roads. Yesterday, the roads minister was on the Techiman to Solar Road project in the Bono region, where he mentioned that a contractor, that is Maripoma Enterprise Limited, hasn't been doing well. Though it's a Ghanaian-owned company, he's been given a number of road projects and all that. They've not seen anything much of that particular contractor. But the bigger picture is that the road contractor said that Ghanaian contractors who are on the big push, if you do not work, your contract will be terminated and will be given to another contractor.
You mean the roads minister?
Yeah, the roads minister, Kwame Agoja. So let's bring you that video. After, I'm sure we'll read comment on this and tell you what the general public are saying about it.
20% or we terminate. You are not the first person we are telling. We went to Bono, how do you call it? Western North. You didn't even turn up on the site. You did not even turn up on the site when you took mobilization on that one as well. The equipment, in fact, you didn't even have a side cam. When we were going, the truck, you were trying to do something like this. The truck carrying your, how do you call it, grader, even got spoiled on the way. They didn't even get to the site. Go to and see the people, the condition in which the people are in that section. And she, how do you call it, and she, Kojo. Why? It's not right. We are not unhappy for nothing's sake. We should be celebrating it. The big push has been built around the Ghanaian contractor. Deliberately. You have capacity. You are not a company registered yesterday or have got 1 staff or 4 staff or anything. You are a big company. But your bigness is not showing in the actual delivery of your projects. And we need to say this in the afternoon for everybody to hear. You must change the way you operate your things. At the moment, it's not helpful to you. It's not helpful to the country. Why should the president suffer abuse on this corridor because he's giving you work and you are not doing the work? Do you read social media? Do you see TikTok? Do you see the kind of thing they say about that? What wrong have we done? Because we gave you a job and you don't want to do the work. So we suffer abuse for that. This job, do you know how many people are looking for this job? 5,000 people are applying to do a big push. You've got one of the biggest sections, almost 100 kilometers. More than 100 kilometers. You are sitting on the job. Well, we have said what we have to say. You have 2 months to do 20%, or we are not even coming to talk to you. We'll terminate and you can go to court.
So the roads minister is not excited about the contractor's action on the road, and he has cautioned them to do better or the contract to be terminated. And I think this caution goes out to all the Ghanaian contractors that you have to do well, because if you do not fix the road, it trickles down to the government. Ghanaians will actually be talking about it. The Ofanko and Swam Highway, same. That particular project still under construction. We have the Asthma motorway. We have other road projects in the country that are ongoing. So if these roads are not constructed in due course, it's actually going to have a toll on the government. Chris Curtis Santor Road, for instance.
But I'm glad that he made mention that, I mean, this is related to trends. I'm glad that he made mention of, do you see what people write on social media?
Yeah.
So that means
he's following.
In as much as you put out your words there on social media and think nobody's watching, they are actually following. They're actually listening. So if you have your concerns that when it comes to development of the country, keep talking about it on social media. Maybe that's the way you can advocate. Maybe you might not have voice out there to come on TV, to come on radio, but use your platform to keep pushing out positivity when it comes to development of the country. The right people are seeing it.
They are following. The way we are also following your comments on social media. And let's bring you what you are saying on social media concerning this particular move by the roads minister. Someone says that this is unacceptable. Finally, the minister is saying it as it is. 66.3 million Ghana cedis paid and work is delayed. Roads don't make NDC or NPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know NPP or roads don't know NPP or NDC. Potholes hit everyone. Honorable Agboja is right. Build for country, not for a political party. Bono Regional Minister, over to you. Teaching man to solar. People deserve better. There's a strict and radical approach needed. So many saboteurs are roaming the country. Only a stringent approach to dealing with contracts execution will work. Do you know Kwesi Amakwata? Oh, I don't know Kwesi Amakwata. It's called Terminator 1. I'll tell you about him shortly. Good move. Contractors must deliver or step aside. This one says, those contractors, Ankasa, what is their problem? If you don't pay them, they will be shouting here and there. But when they are fully paid to, they won't, you mean they won't do the job? Okay, that's what you mean. For once in a blue moon, I have seen a leader who is a no-nonsense man. You don't know Kwesi Amakwata? Hey, Kwesi Amakwata, but it's not like this road contract has been terminated long ago. He will be like, at your age, and you are doing this. It's Caleb Kude's friend. I remember when I was following this man and we visited, I think there was an issue around airports. And these people had constructed, they were putting up a structure and they were doing a road. Oh, there's a name for that I've forgotten the name, it escaped me. So the construction they were doing literally affected the road. Oh, the man got all the Chinese people arrested. Then it was like, arrest all of them. Yes. Oh, you should check out who Kwesi Amakwata is. I think Agboja is becoming like Kwesi Amakwata. He was a no-nonsense man.
No, I think it's the position.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes you become very frustrated. Because you are driving on the road yourself. You are seeing how deployable the roads are and all that. And you know that a contractor has been paid to actually fix the road and all that, but nothing is coming out of that particular payment. Anyway, so we'll be following up. The roads minister, we understand, is on tour across the country. He's inspecting all road projects. So whatever comment he makes, and we will definitely share with you here on that. But as road contractors, please try and fix the roads for us, because when you fix the road, I will hardly buy shocks from Abosokai. And Chris Carter also.
Oh, Lord. I don't even like to think about anything concerning cars right
because sometimes you go to other countries and you would see how neat their vehicles are. Like, very neat. And you ask yourself, or even if not traveling there, you see it on TV. Or in documentaries and all that, they ask us, how do these people go about the construction of their roads? Yeah.
It's just about the road. They don't visit the mechanic as much as we do.
Because if you have a muddy road, you would have to be washing your car every day. And the more you are washing your car, the more maybe your paint or your spray or whatever color on the car is fading. Because even when you take it to the washing bay, the guys are even not washing it with the right
detergent.
They're using the normal detergent we use for it's washing powder now. And the normal one we use for our clothes, that's what they are using to wash your vehicle. You understand? And even if your vehicle, there is this mix with mud and water, which is on your vehicle for a very long time, the vehicle will begin to rust.
It rusts, yeah. But anyway, we just hope that, this road is sorted out. And kudos to the minister for putting his voice out there and also showing seriousness and also letting the world know that, I'm actually on course.
It says it's on the road.
Anyway, we have the video of the day, and when we come back, we will be entering our communities and continue the conversation on roads. It's truly the end. Because what would you do?
This one, evidence no lie. Yes. You've been filmed.
You go explain tired.
No evidence. Yeah, so
why?
That's it. If you are writing BC as a parent, please keep on encouraging your children to do the right thing, because examination or practice wouldn't help. We understand 7 individuals have been arrested so far.
Already?
Yeah, already yesterday. And we've seen some teachers actually sitting for the exams, writing for their students. We've seen others to solving the exams questions with GPT, and that is AI. Others are also doing their own thing, invigilators and all that. So maybe later in the day, in the week, we'll be entering into it and bring you the update on it. But for now, before we enter our communities, we take a quick break here. When we come back, trust us, we'll be entering a community close to you. Stay with us.
This week on Lifeline, we look at the topic dealing with comparison and learning how to run your own race. Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah and his guest Eunice Osetutu.
Welcome to Lifeline. This is where we combine psychology with theology to offer explanations to life and try to discover meanings to the experiences of life and help you overcome the challenges. Do you think that this is a challenge we need to pay attention to?
So I look at social comparison from two ways. It can actually be really beneficial for us to compare ourselves to others. And at the same time, it can be very awful because it becomes judgment. In the first place, it's very difficult for one to not compare themselves with anybody at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's really difficult to not compare. But what is interesting is, what are we comparing and why are we comparing?
Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt only on Channel 1 TV. Don't miss out.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her pain.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Breakfast Daily right here, and we told you we're going to be entering our communities. But before we do that, we have some messages here from our viewers, and we'd like to encourage you to keep sending in your messages, and we will get to read them here on the show. So I'm going to start with this one that said, I wish we could listen to the other video that was playing while Chris was speaking because the interaction really shocked me. This is Mary from Akwiteman. Now, the next one is from Clemens from Malam. The road minister should keep up the pressure on these contractors because we are suffering. And this one is Merinda from Ho. The funny thing is that almost all those involved in this road matter drives an SUV or 4x4, so they won't understand what we go through on a daily basis. And Barima from Hacho, which is the last one, is saying, so you were telling me that after designing the big push around the local contractors, we still can't get the job done? Charlie, we are tired of buying new shocks and car parts, so I don't think these people care about the average citizen. You budget for a week, and out of the blue, your car breaks down because of the road. Like how? Philip, like how?
Yeah, for the roads, yeah, Chris, it's serious, because you go to Abosokan, they will tell you that your shock, maybe you are driving a Corolla, like me. You are driving a V8 like Chris.
Oh no, I'm not driving a
V8. V8 they drive.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Maybe I see him in the future.
So let's take the normal one, the Corolla, right? You are going to buy shocks. Now the shock is around 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 thereabout, because they're saying you will buy complete.
Yeah, you have to buy complete.
Yeah.
The front and the back.
Exactly. Or you're going to buy ball joint, or you're going to buy shock absorber. That's a shock. So you're going to buy.
Now I know the name of the cars, and I know the car parts.
You know the car parts now.
Me, I didn't really. Now I know the name. Why? Because I always have to visit the mechanic.
Yeah, and you know, people are now actually building at new places, new sites and all that. So it should be worked on. People are having issues and all that. The road issue is having a toll on people and all that. But anyway, as we are discussing road, we want to visit a community in the Western region, and this is Shama. And Shama and Nyakrum yesterday, some of the youth took onto the streets to protest the deplorable nature of the road. This actually led to the BC students who were supposed to use the stretch to their center. There was a delay there, so they couldn't even get to the center early. We will bring you videos of some key actors in there. First, Israel Kwesi Eshan, who is the convener of the Nyakrum Concerned Youth. He is going to tell us exactly what the protest was about. Then Blessing Mensah, who is an administrator, Unique Star Education Complex, who also spoke about the fact that the BC students or candidates were delayed as a result of the protest. And we will hear from the district chief or the municipal chief executive for Shama, Paul Otis Dentu, who will also speak there. Let's bring you these videos after we will speak to our correspondent for a detailed conversation on this particular developing story.
The state of New Congo. Enter behind your letter, petition that come on our BBC, the youth of New Congo, the leadership of New Congo. What your letter come district chief executive there. Your road in the state of your road, no. BBA was showing and one contract road no bed. Ya show now. Just last week, I would call you. You do Hanana about to Conodo. Unsuta your problem. Or your issue. That's look hand. Unsusu look hand. Until you are shy with the assembly, they are not willing to help the good people of Denko. And send down a pahala, Actually, you know, be a yes, one the Madil Kodo. And since I be for walking in our kitchen tomorrow. And this one is a warning. It's a warning, Yajimayan painful. That's a one shot, no one shot, one for next from Okoni, just 1.5 kilometers road. One shot, one by Amana, this week, ya by uncle.
They have blocked the road with ties and set fire in it just to block access to the main road. Today, we are writing BEC at Unicta Learning Center, and the students have to walk all the way to the junction before they can access the main road to Shama, where they are writing their paper. It is very critical and has seized academic work because learners, our buses are not even able to move to the junction, not to talk of bring the students back to the school.
Yeah, I think that this morning I spoke on radio. I was called and I told them that, of course, you need a road, but you blocking the road to prevent school going children from going to school and other things. So, for example, this morning, some candidates were supposed to go to examination centers. They had blocked the road. How were they able to even move there is another issue. So, yes, it affects the economy. And who does it even affect? The same people. Now, let me also clarify that it's not the whole Yenukrum. A group of people are doing this, and it is sabotaging the progress and everything of the Yenukrum people. I will plead with them that when we start with projects like this, it is supposed to go through so many processes. They should have some patience for us to finish with it. And then by the end of the year, the road may be in good position for all of us to ply on it. So I think that, they should calm down. They should calm down.
So that was the DC, and then those videos that we played for you, the MC spoke. Before that, Blessing, who is the administrator for Unique Star, also spoke. Then a convener also spoke all about the deplorable nature of the Shama to Nyakrom road. Keep your messages coming. We are receiving interesting messages here on deplorable roads and the action from the roads minister. And of course, we'll be reading all these messages for you. Chris, you have a message there?
Yes, he said, my mechanic is tired of seeing my car entering his shop. This is exactly how my mechanic feels. With a new noise coming from the car. He keeps telling me to move from where I live.
Where you stay?
Ooh. And I don't have money for that. Government, in capital letters.
Of course.
Help, with plenty exclamation marks.
Of course.
And this is Mavis from Akatamanso.
Oh,
Mavis, Mavis, I'm just like you.
And sometimes you just can't move from where you stay because it's either as your project, and that is why you want to stay there, or
you're not ready.
Well, it could be a family house, or it could be that maybe where you're staying is cheaper. Because when you come to places like Tessano, Jowolu, East Legon, Cantonment, those plush places, you actually get in two-bedroom apartment for like 2,500 and 3,000.
Two bedroom, more than that.
Yeah, I know someone who is paying, but averagely, yeah. So 2,500 or 3,000 Ghana cedis for a bedroom. But when you go to the place like the place you mentioned, the Katamanso, Able Kumamaya, Joman, Boko, Olebu, Dumase, Amasaman, Pokwase. You're getting two-bedroom apartment for like maybe 1,500, 1,200. And now your vehicle is what is actually going to suffer. Yes, because you driving from the place to Accra is a whole new thing about altogether. So keep your messages coming so that the Roads Ministry can hear our plight and I like what the Roads Minister is doing. But for now, we are talking about the Shama Nyakrom Road. So this is actually what happened there yesterday. Economic and educational activities in Shama district came to halt on Monday, which is yesterday, as angry residents of Nyakrom mounted fierce roadblock to protest the deplorable state of their road network. The demonstration, characterized by burning of car ties and mounting of physical barricades, targeted the heavy-duty supply chain of two major industrial players in the enclave, the Twyford Ceramics and Marco Polo Tiles. Protesters effectively cut off the primary route used to the clay track transporting raw materials to the two factories, which are known for the production of ties and sanitary ware. Now, how the students also came in there, that is the BEC candidates. Beyond the industrial blockade, the protests triggered a crisis for local education sector. The timing of the demonstration coincided with the basic education certificate examination, BEC, leaving candidates and teachers stranded for several hours. So a question that we will be asking will be, were they able to get to the center early? Were they able to write the exams? If they didn't get there early, did you actually give them more time to write the exam? So we'll be finding out details of that later on the show. Blessing Mensah, who we saw her video there, an administrator of Unique Star Education Complex in Nyakrom, expressed grave concern over the psychological and logistical impact on the students. She noted that the blockade not only hindered the movement of candidates to the examination centers, but also paralyzed the regular student activities or school activities within the community. The leader of Nyakrom Concerned Youth, that is Israel Kwesi Eshon, we also saw him there, he spoke, defended the aggressive nature of the protest, citing a total breakdown in trust between the community and the government. According to Mr. Eshon, the protest was triggered by the expiration of a 1-month ultimatum given to the government to return contractors to the site. So you see why Agoja will be very angry. If I give you a contract and you don't do it, at the end of the day, I'll be the person to bear the brunt, and I'll be insulted. The government failed to meet the 1-month deadline to get the contractors back on site to repair the road. That is from Eshen. He further alleged that the heavy-duty operations of the tire companies have accelerated the deterioration of the road, turning it into a nearly unmotorable stretch. He warned that the community is prepared for a protracted battle. So this is at the tip of the iceberg. If you do not fix the road, and I think I heard there is a 1.5 kilometer stretch, and if this is not fixed, that means that they will be embarking on a series of demonstrations, and the residents will be bearing the brunt. But like what the MCE also said, that they are the same people going to bear the, we want to bear the brunt so that we can get the road fixed. Despite a visible police presence at the scene, the demonstrators remained defiant, insisting that they would only clear the road once they saw physical evidence of construction equipment returning to the area. As of press time, dozens of trucks bound for Trifle and Marco Polo remained lined up along the outskirts of Nyakrom, while local authorities scrambled to engage the youth leadership to restore order. The Shama District Assembly has yet to issue the formal wall. We saw the MC there actually talking about the issue. We have our Western Regional Correspondent, the bureau there, Akwesi Eje Enim, who actually brought us this story, joining us live for us to have a conversation on this. Akwesi, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you're doing well.
Doing great.
Okay, good. What can you tell us about this road? I know, what time exactly did the demonstration start?
Well, first of all, for this road, this is just a 1.7 kilometer road from the main Akwadi to Kibu highway. In fact, just an off-branch road to the town. And the distance or the length of the stretch is just 1.7 kilometers from the main highway between Akwadi and Kibu. And the demonstration yesterday started at dawn. In fact, people woke up to see the cars, burning on the main street. They had actually laid this several number of car tires on the road just to block movement of people and then vehicles. And this is a very, very, very busy road that when you are to count vehicles going up and down, you can count no less than 100 trucks flying this route within just 3 hours. And all these trucks are actually flying all the way to 3 major companies. You are talking about Twyford Kidder, which manufactures cows, and then Marco Polo that manufactures WC, that's water closet sets. Again, we have a company called Zeal Environmental Technologies, which also plies this route. And Zeal also is very strategic in the oil and gas industry because they are a major company that actually takes all the waste from our offshore operation, go through this road to the plant, and then they process or manage the waste. Again, the place also sits the headquarters of Zoil Ghana Limited. Zoil Ghana Limited, which is one of the companies within the Zoomline groups of companies. And so it is a very important, a very busy road. And yesterday it was curtailed by this demonstration that took off early morning. Not just these businesses that were affected, ordinary people, especially students who were actually getting ready to go and write their BEC on the first day of the BEC, were all hampered with their movement. And so the demonstration went on for hours. The police, a team of police from the Shama district capital came to try to quell it. They couldn't, and they had to get reinforcement from the regional command before they were able to quell it. In fact, it was the police that was able to negotiate for the people to actually call it off before this demonstration went off. And as you already know, this road has been contentious because the people are saying that, yes, our road was not tarred, but it wasn't that deplorable until the coming in of these mega companies. And so if the companies are not fixing it, then the state must take the responsibility of fixing the road for them so that they can also have some kind of comfort plying the road.
Okay, so my concern is about the students. Were they able to reach the school at some point to write, or the centers to write their exams?
Definitely, the time they planned getting to their exam center was on the time that they got there. But my checks later showed that they were able to get to their center and they were able to write. I think some arrangement had to be made for them to go beyond the normal time they would have finished the paper, because they came as a group with their teacher with a very concern known to the public, and so that arrangement was done for them to also write their exams.
All right, and what time did this thing start and what time did it end?
Hello, you're breaking. Hello?
Okay, I think he's breaking. Let's speak to Prince, who is a secretary for... Oh, you can hear me. Okay, so what Chris was asking is that you said the demonstration started early morning. What time did it end, per the information you got?
It ended around 2 o'clock p.m. Around 2 o'clock p.m.
2. Wow, interesting. So you just be on the line for us. Let's speak to Prince, who is the secretary for the concerned youth, the individuals that embarked on the demonstration there. Prince Akroma, good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
I trust you're doing well.
Yes, please.
Is this the first time you are embarking on a demonstration or blocking the road and demanding that your road be fixed?
Actually, let me use this opportunity to thank the viewers and the listeners on this platform. As you are asking this morning, this is not the first time of holding such a demonstration. I think for 3 years ago, something like this happened, but the road wasn't blocked strictly on our road. It was the entire Shama district that held that demonstration concerned the bad road condition. But currently, what happened yesterday is the first time of blocking the road on the Yenukrum, let's say, community.
So with the nature of the road now, how is this affecting, one, you, the citizens, or the residents of the area, and also your trade, if I'll put it that way?
Okay, thank you very much. In a nutshell, I would say Yenukrum Road before was in a good shape, and which we used to transport from the community inside to the junction. Most of the saloon cars that take the route But currently, because of these big companies that have been using their big trucks hauling materials, that's the muddy materials and other things to the company, has totally spoiled the route. And due to that, we find very difficult to take transport from the junction to the community inside, then from the community inside also to the junction. It's not about taking a car only. Even a motor cannot take a smooth drive or ride on it, including bicycle. And we find it very difficult when we know that we have 2 seasons, the dry, then the wet season. When it's raining season, we find very difficult. You can't even board a car from other place at which it's very, let's say, very late hour. You can't take a car unless you walk from there into the community due to the state of the road. And moreover, when it's wet season also, it's very dusty at which you can't even just walk without wearing the nose mask or covering your nose. And we find it very difficult taking a transport on this road. And as a matter of fact, it is affecting our health as humans and also the entire green pastures we have around. And it's also affecting those things around the road side. So, as you are saying, this thing has been complained so many times. And DC has just attended to us and he has assured us that the contractor will come to site to just fix the road for us. And we've been there for so many times and no contractor has been seen. Initially, the contractor came by just clearing the side of the road, but he didn't start anything afterwards.
Wow.
We haven't heard anything also after this thing. So that's why, and what happened yesterday, as a matter of fact, it's happening unaware. I wasn't aware that this, what is going on. I was asleep then, my sister told me that she can't take the daughter to the school because the road has been blocked. Then I said, how? Who did that? So I have to quickly go there and check. So when I get there, then I realized that policemen were there, the traditional head people were there, then some of the youth people were also there. And all the cars coming from the junction into the community couldn't even travel inside. Then those in the community to the junction couldn't also just enter. So what happened is, when we were there, then immediately we saw that some of these the youth people came in that no, if this thing has happened, then we continue with the demonstration there. So we tried to just calm them down that they should put a stop to it. Then they realized that no, we haven't even seen a signboard that shows that the contractor is ready to come to the site. Because you've been hearing it from the DC and other stakeholders that the contractor is coming to site, but nothing has been seen. So due to that, they are not stopping what we are even saying.
Wow. So that means you go ahead and protest more.
Yes. So we try to just control, and as a matter of fact, the police people within Shama did very well. They did very well. From that time when they were called to come, they were there to the time police commander came in just to speak to the youth to just stop and put a halt to whatever they are doing.
Wow. Prince, let me find out from you. There are 2 big companies there. We know of Marco Polo, Trifort, and we know of the company with the Jospon group of companies, the subsidiary there. Akwesi mentioned it. What is their contribution to fixing the road from your end as concerned youth? Have you had any conversation with them? What may have accounted to these private companies not able to support or maybe go ahead and fix the road, if I may ask?
Okay, thank you very much. In the first place, we went to meet the DC with the representatives of Trifort Company. And what happened is, DC told us that the company gathered to fix the road, that to construct the road for us. But as we know, for the rules concerning then the constitution concerning the road, he directed them to the region. And as they went there, Then the regional executives also invited highways to come in. So when the highways people come in, then they told them that individuals cannot fix the road, or companies cannot do unless they make a payment to the highways for them to construct the road for them. So they agreed. Then they told them that they should come in with their costs. So the highways did a budget or the estimate for them. Then they realized that the estimate being done to the companies is over their expectations. And looking at what they wanted to construct does not even correspond to the amount they brought and the kind of construction they need. So due to that, they also said that they can't continue. They can't afford that amount. Then they need to put a stop to that one. That's what happened last time when we meet the DC.
All right. So do you think that this actually has made an impact or has left a message to the government or those in charge?
Please come again.
So do you think this protest has actually made an impact or left a message to those in charge?
Okay, I think as you people have been helping, yesterday we saw it and we heard it. Most of the media groups and media channels helping us just circulating such information abroad, and we heard it was rumors. We heard it that most of these entities have carried it on, and they called the contractor to come and start work within this week.
Okay.
Okay. Prince, thank you so much. Prince Kroma is the secretary for the concerned citizens there, and they actually went in there to embark on that strike. Akwesi is on the line. If he is, let me just conclude with him, then he can move on to other things. So, Akwesi, from what the residents are saying, well, this isn't the first. This happened some 3 years ago, and now this is happening again. From what you observe on the grounds as the reporter, do you think that the contractor might be on the stretch anytime soon for the road to be constructed?
Well, Philip, I think from what I've gathered, yesterday after everything, I managed to get the DC of Shama, the MC, that is Paul Otis-Dentu, to speak to this issue. And from what he said, it doesn't look like a contractor will come anytime soon. And even if the contractor will come, it would be kind of artificial. He wouldn't be able to come and do any serious work. Why am I saying so? The DC told me that what is outstanding now for the contractor coming to the site is simply because the Ghana Water Company will have to come and remove their installations along the stretch. But the contract that the contractor has right now did not make provision for the cost that will cover Ghana Water Company's expenses. And so that is an outstanding issue. They have to sort out how those lines will be removed and who is going to pay for it. And that has so far, as of yesterday that I spoke with the MC for Shama district, that is Paul Otis-Dentu, it hadn't been sorted out. And so any push to bring the contractor out will still not lead to any serious work, because the contractor cannot just go about uprooting or disconnecting the pipelines when they have not been removed.
True.
And so that is the issue. I must say at the moment, I've done no less than 4 or 5 stories on this very issue with the Nyan Chrome Road. And it is not just an issue of the community being disturbed. It is also a nuisance to the companies. That, government has over the years has been talking about creating an enabling environment. And so if companies are having that truck that brings in raw material or to haul away their manufactured products to be exported, it is not adequate enabling environment for their operation. So the company is saying that, although we pay taxes, that the government must use those taxes to fix the road so that we can have that enabling environment to operate. And they even went to the extent of trying to fix it. They are really in deep problem. Don't forget, when you look at beyond the 1.7 stretch from the main junction to Nyan Chrome, from Nyan Chrome to the company's premises, they have done a concrete road what the company said, we can do it, did it ourselves, we can do it. So allow us to do that. And Ghana Highways didn't allow them. So the company feels like we have made every effort to actually fix the road, but it seems they are not getting the cooperation of the state to fix the road.
Wow.
And that is a serious quagmire. In fact, non-chrome currently, everything shows that this demonstration will reoccur anytime soon because the problem is not going away. The pollution by the trucks. And one thing that I have to also note is that the company says they have been engaging people to water the road so that it will prevent the dust to the various houses along the stretch. But when you go on the stretch, it's always dusty. I happened to be there somewhere last week, and I spent no less than 3 hours within the catchment, around 9 to 1 or so. And while I was going, the place was dusty. Trucks were moving with all the dust going on. And so I took pictures and I sent to one of the company guys. He sent me a picture of watering. And I challenged him to come back because I was on the road. He came to meet me and realized that what I was saying was true. The watering that they say they are paying people to do is not going on as expected. And so if we don't take care, people will begin to have issues with health from the dust. Beside the danger to the truck moving on the road, and ordinary people not able to fly the road with their private vehicles. It is a torture to actually ride on that road. And the community seems to have a case, and I think the time is due for the state to get serious in addressing this issue once and for all. If the state doesn't have money to fix the road, we should have an arrangement for the company to do the concrete road that it has already promised to do, which they have done some on their section on the stretch.
Okay, see, let's paint us a picture. You've made mention of the companies within that area. How busy is the Nyan Chrome? And maybe you can also give us details, whether there are a number of schools there, health facilities there, so that we'll see how the bad nature of the road is affecting their day-to-day activities.
It is an old town, but from the stretch of the community, it's a new developing area with several new houses. So even there is a caucus which was built for the contractors who came to build the Esipon Road. It is very, very close to Esipon Stadium. And so we have this caucus also staying located there, and with people staying there. It has several middle schools within the catchment, and all the community members every day fly from the community to the main stretch before they can go to either Shama town proper or go to Kendi or Takrade. Beyond that, as I said, we have 4 major companies. Lifefort is a big company, and recently the president came to tax short for an extension of the operation from house to the manufacturing of glass. So we are going to get the first glass manufacturing plant very soon.
Oh, so the president saw the road when he came there?
Yes.
Oh,
the
wow.
president used the road. In fact, the president, just last month, the president was there to cut short for the
Didn't they do any grading on the road before the president?
I mean, you know, usually when president are coming, they do a little bit of leveling just to make sure that it is more trouble. And that was done. And so this place is also going to have a glass factory, and this is going to be the first in the region. Again, we have the Marco Polo. Marco Polo is manufacturing complete solid water closet that they put it in boxes and export to West African countries and beyond. We have Zeal. Zeal is the topmost company that is processing all our waste on our, that is generated in our offshore oil and gas operation. We have Zoil, which is the headquarters of Zoil Ghana Limited, also all using this place. So we have a lot of trucks flying this route, in addition to residents who have vehicles, taxi drivers who, we have a taxi rank at the junction that takes people in and out. Taxi drivers will tell you that they are losing a lot because their car keeps breaking down. The situation is an emergency situation, and I don't think the companies will have that peace of mind to operate as we want them to operate if the state does not find a way to fix the road.
All right, so talking about the companies, have you heard anything from them? Have they said anything or put out any communique to say that, okay, we will help?
To sit in a meeting with the deputy managing director for Lifefort and then the administrator of Lifefort last week. And this was as a result of a petition by the MT for questioning team who also complained, who sent a petition to them that the companies, the trucks that were carrying clay were leaving droppings of the clay on the highways within his constituency, and people were not happy. And so when the MP saw the report that I did, he said I should come and sit in a meeting. So I was happy to be in that meeting. And in that meeting, the issue of Young Crow came up. And the company said that they are even willing to top up whatever government has agreed with a contractor to make sure that they even do a better route over there so that it will not come down months after it has been constructed. But it seems the architecture of our road development system, where private institutions cannot do road, is something that we must do away with. We should get companies to really fix the roads that they use, and then some arrangement is done for taxes to be used, to defray the cost. The previous government, I remember Atanoso's government had same arrangement with Goldfields Ghana Limited, where Goldfields constructed the road between Takwa through Takwa to Dama, a very long and a very durable road. And for more than 3 years, the road is in good shape. Goldfields has such an arrangement, so I don't understand why we are not having a similar situation on the Nyan Krum Road. And so, if this is not that, one of the complaints Twyford also made was that he thinks the companies also within the catchment must also show interest. He's talking about Marco Polo, Zeal, and Zoil. They must also show interest in getting these roads. So I think the states, the assembly, the regional administration must meet all these companies and find a way to get contribution from them, go on arrangement with the state to get this road fixed. Else, this issue of demonstration will always reoccur.
Akwesi, thank you so much for your time. We are most grateful for the story. Akwesi Ejeni is our Western Regional Bureau Chief, and he brought us that story from Shama Nyankrom Road, which is in a very deplorable state, and had a toll on some BC students or candidates who were supposed to go and sit for their exams. From what Akwesi said, Chris, I think that if these companies are willing to help, it should be done immediately, and just bring them on board. After all, if this is how much you are billing them for fixing the road, as a government, you also need to contribute. So if there are parts they can play, out of the 100%, if they can pay about 80 or 70 to 80% of it, and the government can support with 30%, why not? Let's go ahead and get a road constructed, because if the road is done, it's just going to also boost economic activity in the area, and trucks can be moving to and fro. Chris, you have some messages.
Yes, I have some messages. So I don't think blocking the road with blazing tires is the best protest. I think it's high time Ghanaians understand that the Constitution, which said we are at liberty to demonstrate or protest. There are other ways to protest. I'm Gideon from Tema Community 23, and we have Prince Dazi from Kumasi. Sometimes I feel like our authorities do not understand our frustration and feelings. Maybe because they don't experience them and therefore cannot relate. I understand why people would resort to things like this. If enough noise is not made and a buzz is not created around the issue, it is often ignored and no changes take place. These are the things that generate apathy towards election and voting in general. And we'll have two more. Gabriel from Nanakrom. The fact that the guy is saying that they plan to keep protesting means that the situation has become intolerable and unbearable for them. Mind you, it is not that they do not know that their actions are disrupting regular day-to-day activities in theirs. It means they are willing to have such disruptions to get their concerns across. And lastly, Mirabel from North Legon, Channel 1 TV. God bless you guys so much. The fact that you dedicate an entire segment to getting answers to the problems and headaches of the average Ghanaians is a huge source of hope. Someone taught me that the only way to get officials to act is to apply pressure, and you guys are the best at that. I love you guys so much. Mirabel, we love you too, and thank you for sending in your message, and thank you, for staying with us and observing. Anyway, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we are getting into a health conversation, especially that has to do around with asthmatics. So if you're asthmatic or know someone that is asthmatic, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Semolota Mensah sits with high life musician Ben Bracco on Footprints this Friday as he talks about his educational journey and his journey into the musical scene.
Do you remember some of the students that you taught? Oh, yes. Later in life, did you? Yes, I still interact with them. Really? Yeah. So they see you and they know that, oh, that was a great teacher.
Yeah, sometimes I get surprised. I see people, I think that they are my age group. And they say, oh, you're my teacher. The major person I worked with passed away, John K. Yeah.
Wow.
John K was...
he was the man about town. He was a reference point at the time.
Yeah, he was very good at production.
It looks like one of those albums that every song was a hit.
That's what people used to tell me now. Why you put all your hits on one album? Who knows when it's going to be a hit?
Well, but it's been a hit and it still survives.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her pain.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all welcome back. And like I told you, we're about to have a health conversation. Well, it's World Asthma Day. World Asthma Day. So if you know an asthmatic, have an asthmatic in your life, this conversation is for you. And that means it's for everybody, because I'm sure we all know one person, one or two persons that are actually asthmatic. So let's sit and enjoy this conversation. So we have Dr. Pascal Gangbere and Dr. Esther Sefako McCarthy on the show. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I think you're from the Ghana Thoracic Society, right?
Yes, we are part of Ghana Thoracic Society.
All right, so it's World Asthma Day. Why do we even need to observe World Asthma Day?
Well, it's important because we go about demystifying some of the misconceptions and then reinforcing some of the educations, key educations in terms of asthma treatment to help people, both doctors and patients, control the symptoms so that they can have a better quality of life. So it's always important to take part in these activities to know what are the new things and what are the challenges we face and how to overcome them.
All right, so Dr. Esther, first of all, what is asthma?
So asthma is a chronic inflammatory disease that affects the airway. So to make it very simple, nowadays we have the clacket. So you can take this as your airway. Okay. When there is an inflammation, that means that there is swelling of this airway. So this clacket sign tends towards reduce. And when this reduces, it prevents the air from entering into your lungs. So it's that most asthmatic patients tend to have problems in terms of their breathing.
Right.
Okay. So you really need to help in reducing the swelling as well.
Right.
Okay. So that's what we call asthma. It's
So it's a swell?
Yeah, it's swelling of the airway.
Yeah.
Wow.
It narrows the
airway.
amount of air that can go into your lungs.
Your lungs.
Right. And who can get asthma?
Well, asthma, almost anybody can get asthma. It's difficult to look at your face and say you get asthma, but there are people who are at risk of developing asthma. The fact that you have the risk doesn't mean you 100% develop it, but anybody can get asthma and can develop it at any age. So it's not only when you are young, but you can develop it in adulthood for the first time as well.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
That's very shocking because I think this is a misconception or a myth. I used to think that people were born with it until I realized, because in my family everybody was normal, until I realized my little sister developed asthma at a certain age because she had bronchitis.
Yeah.
So are there some sort of other conditions that make you develop asthma?
I mean, yes, there are things that are associated with asthma. GERD is one of them, so reflux.
And I have GERD. I have GERD. So I've experienced it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've experienced the whole thing, but I told the doctor, please, I'm not asthmatic.
Yeah.
I told the doctor, please, I'm not asthmatic, but the inhaler worked, but I'm not asthmatic. Yeah.
So GERD is one of them. People who have a lot of allergies tend to have a lot of allergies, whether food or to substances like gold and those eczema. They also tend
eczema.
to, yes, so it's associated with a lot of allergic conditions as well.
Is eczema not skin?
Yes, skin.
So how does it connect?
So they have the similar mechanisms that can lead to the inflammation in the airways. So people who have a lot of allergies or tend to have allergic conditions can develop asthma as well. GERD, like I said, people who also tend to be on the heavier side, are at risk. And then the other things like maternal smoking, living in a heavily polluted environment to put you at risk of developing asthma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Dr. Sefako, can asthma be healed?
Unfortunately, asthma is considered as not curable.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This is because the condition is rooted in the immune system. Okay, so it depends on how your body reacts to these triggers, as he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you have triggers, it continues on, and that's why we call asthma as a chronic obstructive airway disease. Okay, so it's a chronic disease, but fortunately, it's highly controllable and highly preventable as well.
So how can you control it?
So that's one of the messages of today, this World Asthma Day. We usually use inhalers. Okay, there are different types. You have one that opens up the airways and one that controls the inflammation. And the goal or the backbone of treating asthma is to have everybody use the inhalers that control the inflammation. So we call them anti-inflammatory inhalers.
Okay, anti-inflammatory
Inhalers, yes. So that will control the inflammation and then help prevent you from getting future attacks.
So is it this type, the ones we have on the
Yes,
screen?
this is an example of one, yes.
Yeah.
This is another example. So these inhalers are like 2-in-1. They do both control the inflammation and then also open up the airways. So they contain what we call an inhaled corticosteroid. That's an anti-inflammatory component. And that is what is necessary for preventing and controlling your asthma.
Right. I see people use different ones, like different colors. Some people use the blue one, some people use the short one, some people use it. You see some people telling you, oh, I don't want the blue one today, I want the short one today. What's the difference with the blue long one and the short one?
Okay, so the difference is just the type of medication or how they deliver the medication. So the round one, which is popular one, is Seretide, and then Symbicort. They tend to disperse a powder. But the ones that are shaped like an L, they kind of disperse a mist and aerosol. So how you use them is slightly varies, but the medications inside should contain an inhaled corticosteroid. The only exception to that is the popular one, Ventolin or salbutamol. So,
yes, those two. I've heard it.
yes. So salbutamol, we discourage you using that alone. If you are using that, you should have another inhaler that contains an inhaled corticosteroid, because that one will just open up the airways, but it will not control the inflammation. And controlling the inflammation is key in the management of asthma, and that is our message for World Asthma Day. Try and get everybody to have access to these inhalers. Yes.
Yeah. So why are we giving this message? Is it that people are not using it?
Well, the message is people are using it, but in every situation there are certain barriers. Okay, some people are using it, but they are not using it effectively. Some people do not have access to these medications. Even though some of them are on health insurance, it's still not affordable for those not on health insurance, or some have to pay out of pocket. And those that are not in the larger cities, like I said, they may not have access to these inhalers. So it's up to us to educate both the doctors and then the patient, so that they can demand for those inhalers so that they can be available.
Right. But is there a way the government can come in when it comes to this issue? Because, I mean, nobody calls sickness for themselves, do you understand? But if not everybody can access it, then it's a problem. So is there a way the government can come in?
We are working with Big Pharma in terms of that, some of the pharmaceutical companies. When we do engage them, we try to see whether they can expand their coverage to the interlands and not just focus solely in Accra. So some of them have made strides in that department, and then also getting it in health insurance was one of the key things so that it can be more affordable for the average Ghanaian.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, so Dr. Sefako, help us with some myths and facts that people come up with, because there's something I've noticed. I don't know if it's about people being shy. People hide their if they want to use their inhaler, they have to hide under the can. I don't want people to see me. And, you know, that's something I noticed when I moved to Ghana. People hide, but in other places, people just, okay, I'm asthmatic, and then that's it. So are there some myths, in fact, that we need, some myths that we need to bust and give them facts?
Yeah. So that's why we are here today, in order to demystify most of the misinformation and the myths about asthma. Number one is with the inhalers. Many people think that when you are using the inhalers, that means that you have a serious condition. Your asthma level is quite serious.
They hide.
Yes. Yeah. But even milder forms of asthma, we still use the inhalers for that. Okay. And others too do not want their children to use the medications as well. So mostly those are some of the myths that people have about asthma. I'm sure you have others.
Yeah. Do old people ever, do old people still use the inhalers? Older people?
Yes, they do use the inhalers. If you have asthma, we'll recommend you use the inhaler. So older people do use it. Some of them may find it a challenge coordinating, because you kind of need a bit of coordination to be able to use it. So there are special devices called a spacer, which you can use with the inhaler to make that transition a bit easier, so that you can deliver the medication into your lungs where it belongs. So there are certain things we give alongside the inhalers to help older people who may have comorbidities, and children as well who may not be able to follow the instructions to use the inhaler properly. We equip them with a spacer.
Right.
So,
for now, another thing I'm also concerned about, because this has happened to me, obviously, when you have GERD. So that's actually the way I found out that I have GERD, because I couldn't breathe, and someone gave me their inhaler, and it worked. But so after experiencing that, would you say someone like me needs to keep inhaler in the corner in the house someday?
What I recommend first is for you to do the test, confirm whether you indeed do have asthma. So you can do what we call a spirometry to see whether you have asthma. If it comes back that yes, unfortunately you do have asthma, then we'll recommend that you do have an inhaler close by.
Yeah, somebody's asking that question, one of the viewers. They said, what happens if you use the inhaler without having asthma?
Nothing really adverse will happen. What usually we recommend is that even if your symptoms, some people have very infrequent symptoms. They don't have it every single day. They may have it once a month or once every other month. But for those people, we still encourage them to have the inhaler for those situations. There are those that they have more persistent symptoms, but it is not severe. They tend to use the inhaler on a more of a regular basis, daily basis, even when they are not having symptoms, so that they prevent the symptoms from happening.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dr. Sefako, do you have any final words for our viewers on this day?
Yeah, so asthma, as we all know, affects about 260 million people. And then the deaths that we incur for asthma is more than 450,000. And only in Ghana, we've had about 2,000 deaths from asthma too. And most of these deaths in 2020.
Okay.
But this quite recently. And most of these deaths too are highly preventable.
Yeah.
Most of them occur in the low and middle income countries like Ghana,
Wow.
about 96% of it. That's why we are here today to advocate for the anti-inflammatory inhalers in order to prevent this preventable deaths.
Right. Doc, I could have asked you your final word, but let me just use this as a final advice. If someone is having an asthma attack and we are around and there's no inhaler, what do we do? How do we help the person? Because I've seen that situation before. How do we help the person?
So usually the most common thing that will happen in our settings, anybody that's having any form of attack, first they'll throw water on them. So let's not throw water on them. Let's give them space so that they can have enough oxygen to breathe. The best thing is, if you do not have an inhaler, is to try and get the person to the nearest facility where they'll need life-saving interventions like oxygen, hydrocortisone to help, or prednisolone to help with the inflammation, and then nebulization to help with the person. So be to get them to the nearest facility for interventions to be done.
Thank you so much, Doc. It was really nice having this conversation with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be speaking to Dr. Pascal Gangbere and also Dr. Esther Sefako McCarthy, all from the Ghana Thoracic Society, and it's all about World Asthma Day. And I'm sure you heard it from him. If you know anyone that has asthma, please let them know that they have to keep on using their inhalers or have an access to an inhaler. And if you also experience or see someone going through an asthma attack, please don't pour water on them like the doctor said. We always want to pour water. We don't want to help. But let's take them to the nearest hospital for them to get treatment. We don't want people dying from something that can actually be preventable. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to check out our entertainment highlight of the day.
Well, hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com to bring you the freshest entertainment stories today. I am Ni Komite Kome. Now to our first highlight. Renowned DJ and music producer DJ Mensa has officially launched Playhouse Music Studio, a cutting-edge creative space designed for artists, bands, podcasters, and content creators seeking high-quality production in an inspiring and comfortable environment. The launch event, held on Sunday, May 3, 2026, attracted some of Ghana's leading entertainment figures. Located in East Legon, just minutes away from Starbite, Playhouse Music is fully equipped for professional live music rehearsals and band recordings. To our second highlight. Now, media personality and founder of Kobiche Media, Kobiche has been officially invited by the French Embassy in Ghana to attend and cover the highly anticipated Africa Forward Summit 2026, taking place in Nairobi, Kenya on May 11 and 12. Now to our third highlight. Veteran musician Ochame Kwame has announced a new initiative aimed at engaging teachers and students through music and creativity. The award-winning artist in a social media post revealed that the Club Challenge will begin this week. He explained that the challenge will require a teacher, together with students, to record a video of themselves singing his club song. According to him, the video must be lively and engaging to stand a chance of winning. He stated that participants must also post their videos on social media with permission from their school authorities. They are expected to use the hashtag #ClubForOthers and tag him on any social media platform. He added that one teacher will be selected as the winner every week and will receive a cash prize of 1,000 cedis. He noted that the financial decision on winners will be made by him.
A teacher, and you have taught your learners or your ward how to sing the song Clap, and you are sharing those beautiful values, I want you to take a video of yourself and the children doing it, post it, and the ones that are interesting win or will get the opportunity to win 1,000 Ghana cedis. And I'm going to give it to 10 teachers. Therefore, I'm giving out 10,000 Ghana cedis. And you are not only getting 1,000 Ghana cedis, you're also going to get a cap to keep your food warm. And that cap is also donated by Mr. and Mrs. Landers. Learn to clap for others. Pa, pa, pa. See you. Let the challenge begin.
Now to our fourth highlight. Ghanaian music star Black Sherif has stirred conversation in the industry after sharing his views on Gospel Song of the Year category at the Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Speaking on Unia Showtime with Nana McBrown on Sunday, May 3, the artist stated that two of his songs, Lord, I Am Amazed and Sacrifice, deserve recognition in the Gospel Song of the Year category. According to him, both records carry strong spiritual themes and messages that align with the essence of gospel music. And that's a wrap on today's entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily, proudly powered by GhanaWeekend.com. Now you know we've got you covered. From the hottest music releases to exclusive celebrity updates, stay tuned, stay connected, and keep your finger on the pulse of the world's entertainment. For more stories, behind the scenes content, and the latest updates, visit GhanaWeekend.com. Until next time, keep enjoying the vibes. I am Ni Komite Kome.
From Accra to Buenos Aires, from Lagos to London, the world is locking in for the greatest football spectacle on earth, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But before the first whistle cuts through the noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history, every player brings a story, every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right on Channel 1 TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday at 1 TV.
I'm high and I'm
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has three legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
This week on Lifeline, we look at the topic, dealing with comparison and learning how to run your own race. Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah and his guest, Eunice Osetutu.
Welcome to Lifeline. This is where we combine psychology with theology to offer explanations to life and try to discover meanings to the experiences of life and help you overcome the challenges. Do you think that this is a challenge we need to pay attention to?
So I look at social comparison from two ways. It can actually be really beneficial for us to compare ourselves to others. And at the same time, it can be very awful because it becomes judgment. In the first place, it's very difficult for one to not compare themselves with anybody at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's really difficult to not compare. But what is interesting is, what are we comparing and why are we comparing?
Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt only on Channel 1 TV. Don't miss out. Semolete Mensah sits with high-life musician Ben Bracco on Footprints this Friday as he talks about his educational journey and his journey into the musical scene.
Do you remember some of the students that you taught? Oh, yes. Later in life, did you? Yes, I still interact with them. Really? Yeah. So they see you and they know that, oh, that was a great teacher.
Yeah, sometimes I get surprised. I see people, I think that they are my age group. And they say, oh, you're my teacher. The major person I worked with passed away, John K. Yeah.
Wow.
John K was...
he was the man about town. He was a reference point at the time.
Yeah, he was very good at production.
It looks like one of those albums that every song was a hit.
That's what people used to tell me now. Why you put all your hits on one album? Who knows when it's going to be a hit?
Well, but it's been a hit and it still survives.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
This Mother's Day, we celebrate a love that never gives up, even when it's tested. Let's celebrate the quiet strength and endless love of our mothers. Think about the outstanding moments with Mama and share them with us in our Mother's Day promotion, An Episode with Mama. Send a message to 0539 986 996 reflecting on that one moment you hurt your mother with a decision, a word, or an action that caused her pain. And yet in her quiet strength, she chose to forgive you because her love for you was always greater than the pain. Or think about the sacrifices she made, the things she went through, the things she went without, so you could have more. The sleepless nights, the silent struggles, her own dreams set aside just to...
Oh, welcome back. And earlier on, we told you about an episode with Mama, and you've just seen it. But in studio with us, we have Apioko, who is the head of programs production right here at Channel 1 TV. I like to call her Madam Apioko. And she's coming to break down everything we need to know about the An Episode with Mama promotion. Mother's Day is in the corner. You definitely do not want to miss this. Hi, Api.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. When I see you holding books like this, hey, you're about to read. You're about to break it down.
Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
But anyway, an episode with Mama promotion. Why is it important for us to have this sort of promo?
No, I think the very first thing is it's because it's important to celebrate our mothers. Now, it's easy to take it for granted. Oh, who sent you to go and give birth? You've given birth, you want us to be celebrating you too for it, you know, or, oh, it's normal. After all, the Bible says we should multiply, you know. But you see, as a parent, and particularly as a mother, you're a mother, the kind of work that you have to put in to make sure that you're raising your children well, you're giving them the kind of love and care that they need, making sure that they grow up to become responsible, self-sufficient citizens. It's not an easy thing. And don't forget that as a mother, at least, let's say, give or take, for the first 18 to 21, sometimes you can even take into the mid-20s of your child's life, you are their pillar. Everything they become relies on you. Everything they do relies on you. What they eat, what they wear, whether they bath or not, where they sleep, the kind of education they receive, it all depends on you. Of course, there are the fathers in the picture too in some cases, but it's a day set aside because mothers just have a way of nurturing that no other human being does. And so it's important to go back and celebrate. We can easily take it for granted that this is what a mother is meant to do, and so we shouldn't make a big deal about it. But just like how you celebrate your birthday every year, everybody has a birthday, you know, that one day set aside just to make sure that we go back and start reflecting on the things that we take for granted just because we have mothers.
And now we have asked people to send in their entries. How's that going?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. So the promotion we're doing is called An Episode with Mama. And people have asked, why an episode? So we're a TV station, right, and a radio station as well. So playing on that, you know, I keep saying that living with mothers can be dramatic, especially if it's a Ghanaian or an African mother. So we just want you to go back to that one moment, that one situation, that one memory, that anytime you close your eyes, keeps replaying in your mind's eye. And this episode with Mama, we want you to share it with us so that you can celebrate your mother, yes, let the whole world hear what it is, but then you also stand a chance to win prizes.
Yes, I was going to come to that.
You know.
So after putting in your efforts to write out this and send it to us, what are some of the prizes you can actually win?
No, so we have sponsors on board. Our main sponsor for this is GTP. And when it comes to a Ghanaian mother, GTP, I'm telling you, you know, and you know, GTP is not just a cloth that you wear. It's a legacy piece.
True.
Many of our mothers, grandmothers, they have pieces of cloth that they don't even sew. And they're there in their wardrobes and their trunks and, you know, whatever casing that they take it out once. Yesterday I was saying on radio, the ones they take it out, air it a bit, put it back. You know, sometimes when a special occasion comes and they go and sew. So GTP is a sponsor, right? So you can imagine what that comes with. Takura. Takura, we had them with us on Heritage Month. They make bespoke wooden pieces, furniture pieces, center pieces, decor pieces, trinkets, flower vases, all these little things that, you know, mothers like to have beauty surrounding them. And what more if it's made in Ghana, beauty of the finest quality, you know. And then there are other things that come with it as well. But for me, the most important thing is being able to have a platform to publicly celebrate,
your mother,
talk about, and just praise your mother.
Yes. So some of the entries are here. Can
Yes,
we go through
do
them?
Have some. We can. All right, so I'm going to share this very first one. And it doesn't mean you've made it to your shortlisted or anything like these are just random entries. Yes. My mother's name is Deborah D. Love, but everyone lovingly calls her Mama D. She's a true symbol of resilience and strength. I remember a time when my father told us he wasn't ready for us to go to the university. It broke me. I became depressed, watching my friends move forward while I felt stuck. But my mother, with no formal educational background, looked me in the eye and simply said, "You will be fine." Against all odds, after admissions had officially closed, I received a call. I had been offered admission. I will never forget her voice the day at the STC bus station she was saying goodbye to me. And she said, "My boy, make me proud." Wow. Today, every time I wear my white coat and see the title Dr. Farm before my name, I see my mother's tears, her sacrifices, and her unwavering belief in me. Thank you, Mama. I'm forever grateful. From Larry.
Wow.
So these are some of the stories. These are some of the stories. Let me read another one for you. This one, you know, so we're asking people to send stories, to send episodes that speak about, they could be funny, they could highlight a sacrifice, a very key sacrifice that your mother made for you, or they could just be very simple things, something that your mother said, a prayer she said for you, you know. But this one, listen to this. My mom left her lucrative job in the corporate world just to see to the welfare of her children. Back then, there weren't many better options in the world like we have today. There was nobody to cater for her kids after school, help them with their homework, bath and put them to bed for the next day. My mom chose to quit her job and single-handedly raised 5 children.
Wow.
She was a jack of all trades, or like we say today, a Jill of all trades, that kind of woman. She did all sorts of menial jobs to pay up rent, school fees, and just to see to our well-being. It wasn't an easy, rosy road, but Mommy did it. From baking bread and rock buns and cakes and other pastries to selling fried rice, banku and okro, drinks, ice block, bags of water, to selling MTN, Tigo, Glow, and Airtel credit scratch cards those days. You name it.
One woman.
One woman. She also used to teach in a preschool, and she was such an amazing teacher, loved by all the kids and their parents alike. Probably the only legal item my mom never sold in the name of business was charcoal. But she did all this. She was a laughing stock of some. Many insulted her, including other women, because she was struggling, and yet she wanted the best for her kids. She cut her hair, sold her valuables, you name it. Today, I am who I am, and my siblings are who they are because of our mama.
Wow. This is deep.
She cut her hair. Because it takes money.
Exactly,
Yeah,
she didn't want to spend on it. Mothers are definitely very special.
I'm telling you, and these are the kinds of things that people are sharing with us. And I must say that I'm very grateful and humbled that people are entrusting their stories, into our care like this, because to be able to share some of these things and put your name on it, put your mother's name on it, I mean, it really means that you're being vulnerable, you're digging deep. And I want to thank everyone who has participated in this and seen the worth in celebrating their mothers, in doing it in this way.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are people who also want to take part of this because maybe you might just be joining us and hearing it for the first time. Let us put out the instructions on the screen and let's go through it together so you can actually know how to send in your episodes.
I mean, it's very simple. So the first thing is that we are asking all entries to be sent via WhatsApp, and we have a special line for that. The number is 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. Now, what are you sending? It's just that one episode, so snapshot with your mama. It could be the words you remember her saying to you before you got married. It could be something she sacrificed that meant so much to you. Maybe you didn't even realize it at the time, but now you do. It could be the way she forgave you, something you did that really hurt her, that really caused her pain. And now you want to use this platform to say sorry. Or you said sorry already, but you want the whole world to know that you're sorry. You want to rehash that. It could be a fun experience. Maybe the day you were cooking with mama and you totally messed up the soup. And, she told you your head is like a sardine tip. The kinds of things our mothers say to us. So it's varied. It could, this episode can elicit emotions of sadness, emotions of happiness. But bottom line, we just want you to celebrate your mama.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Apioko. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Apioko Seira Mashong Abe, who's the head of programs production here at Channel 1 TV, and it's all about the an episode for Mama promotion. Be part of this. Show Mama you appreciate everything she has done for you. Let Mama know that you love her. Let the world know how much you love Mama too. So all you need to do is be part of this, and you never know. You might be a lucky winner of some gifts because Mother's Day is right in the corner. Do something exciting for Mama. But anyway, we've come to the end of the show, and would also like to remind you that you should always tune in and join us for a brand new episode every day, and also every weekend we have new episodes right here on the show. But we actually have a press conference that we are going to be jumping into. The Majority Caucus is speaking on the BOG financial statement, and the venue is at the 6th floor of the East Wing. That's going to be happening at 10:30 a.m., which has already started already. So let us cross over and enjoy this. But Philip, Nana, and I brought this episode of Breakfast Daily to you this morning. We're crossing over now.
Gross national reserves stood at about $9.3 billion in 2024, covering 4 months of import cover of goods and services. At the same time, the bank's equity position weakened, recording negative $64.34 billion Ghana cedis in 2023 improved slightly to a negative 61 billion in 2024. Given this consideration, my friends, the 2025 financial outcome must be understood as the continuation of a deliberate and necessary policy intervention. I want to lay more emphasis here. Given this consideration, the 2025 financial outcomes must be understood as the continuation of a deliberate and necessary policy intervention. In 2025, the bank's balance sheet reflected a debt position of 96 billion, right? However, macroeconomic indicators show a strong and decisive turnaround. Inflation declined sharply to 5.2% by the end of 2025, further to 3.2% in March 2026. The Ghana cedi appreciated significantly by about 40.7% against the US dollar and other hard currencies. Gross national reserves increased substantially to approximately 13 billion US dollars, providing about 5.7 months of import cover of goods and services. Importantly, under the Ghana Accelerated National Reserve Accumulation Program for 2026 to 2028, reserves are projected to reach up to 15 months of import cover, significantly strengthening Ghana's external buffers. Economic growth also strengthened, with GDP expanding by about 61% in 2025, and non-oil GDP growth reaching 7.8%. The size of the economy increased to approximately 113 billion US dollars, with per capita income rising to about $3,193 for each Ghanaian. This improvement did not occur by chance. They are the direct outcome of policy measures undertaken by the Bank of Ghana. For instance, the domestic exchange program reduced interest income on government securities, leading to an estimated shortfall of about 30